ACL Nation, welcome to Lakeland, Florida, here at the RP Funding Center for the American Cornhole League Pro Shootout number 6. Sixth stop on this Pro Shootout tour over the summer here in 2022. I am Trey Ryder, joined in the booth alongside none other than Mr. Bernie Neighbors. Bernie, how we feeling this morning here in Lakeland?
Feeling pretty good. You know, for those that don't get a chance to come down to this area of Florida, it's humid. It's really, really humid. But
warm.
The players are saying the boards are actually playing pretty quick, which is surprising.
Yeah, they're not playing the normal speed that we would expect as these boards get slow. I mean, you'd expect the boards to be slow here in Florida with all the humidity, but so far not the case.
And we are getting underway, Trey, with women's singles. Tiffany Sparks, Cameron Belvin throwing down. This match is live. Not sure where we are. We're kind of joining kind of in the middle of the match. Looks like it is
round number 3.
Round number 3.
Wow. Yeah, big score early then here. And
Cameron Belvin up 10-0.
Yeah, I'm going to get my bracket pulled up here, see if Josh got that bracket up there yet.
Get that bracket, Josh.
Get that bracket up there, Josh. Looks like it's not up there yet, but it will be here in just a minute. At least we'll look at the seeds here. Again, we are into the final bracket for women's singles. Again, this is a single elimination bracket. All games in this will be round limited. So right now we are looking at Cameron Belvin went 2-2. She was the 8 seed coming out of Rounders. She's playing against Tiffany Sparks, the 9 seed coming out of Rounders, also 2-2. Point differential looks like 13, plus 13 on Cameron Belvin, plus 6 for Tiffany Sparks. So an even matchup here as we make our way through. We have 17 women competing here, trying to get down to the semifinals. The semifinals of men's singles, women's singles, and doubles will be on the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then all of the finals will be played on main network CBS tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So a great weekend of cornhole here in Lakeland.
How awesome is that to be back on the main network?
Love it.
Big timing it on a Saturday afternoon. By the way, Cameron Belvin giving us a little info before the match started. New bags.
Yes, brand new bags, she said. And look, that's how fast they are, right?
Yeah.
Newer bags are tending to be are going to be a little bit faster, especially in the fall in the hole. And I think that was partly, I think it was going to be because, you know, I bet she expected it to be pretty slow in here.
Right.
We were even talking to Noah as we were making our way through, kind of walk over to the streaming court, and he said, I can't believe that the boards are not playing slower. So.
Which, I mean, if you think about it, we've talked about this like a million times as we've gone around the country because we started in the Southwest. Everything was flying in the Southwest because of how dry it was. As we moved to more humid climates, the boards would slow down. But for whatever reason, not playing out that way here in Lakeland, Florida.
So, again, the 6th Pro Shootout of the summer. We just came off Pro Shootout number 5 in West Virginia. That was last weekend. And then another small tournament coming up next weekend, that 10-day ACL World Championships.
It's a little one, if you like that sort of thing. By the way, folks, Cornhole Nation, welcome to today's action. We have some new stuff coming from the truck and Trey Ryder today.
You know what? The audio board is closer to you, and that's a bad idea.
That is a very bad idea. Because things like this could happen. Or So all of that is at my fingertips, at my disposal. It is bad news.
Yeah, Bernie's got access to laugh tracks right now and got access to booing players, and just it's not a good situation for everybody involved.
It's really not. By the way, this game's now 12-4. Cameron Belvin, kind of commanding lead, kind of halfway. We're in round 6, so we're at that halfway mark. So who do you like this weekend, Trey?
Man, am I just picking Sam Finley? It's like every single week, especially here on the women's side. Although there's been one player absolutely shredding it through rounders. The question will be, can she continue it through the bracket? And that is Deborah Odom.
Yes.
She absolutely demolished Sam Finley, Allison Peters, Connie Altice. Oh, big collect there. And is that... Are we tied, Bernie?
Awkward knuckle. Wow, is that an 8?
I was ready to talk about, dive into how well Deb Odom was playing, but man, this is
wow, big round for Tiffany Sparks, an 8 spot.
A huge round right here, huge round. So
and an awkward knuckle. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see the awkward knuckle. Absolutely. Looks like Josh Keck just messaged me. Looks like he's got the brackets up there now. So I got the women's singles final bracket here, so that should be on your bracket pages. If you see the link, if you're watching on Facebook, you should see the link right in the chat. And looks like this is a game that will advance to play. It may be Deborah Odom. Like I said, she was the #1 seed coming out of this bracket, and she looks super scary right now as far as the top player goes. So I don't think any of the women are wanting to play against her right now. Also on this left side, looks like we got Sam Finley, Christine Papke also on that bottom left side.
Yep.
Christine Papke up big on Melissa Morrison right now, 17-0. As we go over to the right side, Connie Altice is your 2 seed. She beats Jackie Sayasone 26-0.
Yikes. How about that match taking place right now between Allison Peters and Sarah Cassidy?
Wow.
Up big, Allison Peters.
Allison Peters 19-8. That's heading into round number 12. So that's
done deal.
That's pretty much a done deal. Looks like Allison Peters going to get that win. Now, if we look over, Yeti Irwin also play Lori Duel. That game is 13-2 in round number 9. So Yeti Irwin up big on Lori Duel right now.
Cameron able to fight back and get 4 right after giving up the 8, so gets back, puts her nose back out in front, which is tough to do when you give up an 8. Sometimes that one bad round can turn into 3 bad rounds in a hurry.
Absolutely. So, but appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're watching here on ACL Cornhole TV, the digital network, or even the American Cornhole League Facebook page. Wally comments, I just tuned in and heard awkward knuckles. Good morning, boys. And yes, these are limited to 12 rounds. We'll try to keep the Facebook page comments pulled up here so we can look through them. But yeah, 12 round limited here until we get to the main broadcast. They'll go over to 10 rounds.
Chelsea Hubbard with a nice win over Kimberly Glass. She will move on to take on Connie Altice. So congratulations. Your reward is the 2 seed.
Yes, Connie Altice. Who, by the way, she's the 2 seed and got slaughtered by Deb Odom.
Yeah.
Deb Odom is just, we called her a nice bully because I don't think anybody's going to call Deb Odom a bully on a regular basis, but she is just running through people in this tournament. The question will just be, can she do it in the bracket play?
Right. It looks like she's going to take on April Chismark, who is kind of handling Sheila Roy at the moment. So you would expect, if she plays anything like she did in rounders, for her to move on and then would take on the winner of this matchup.
Yes, absolutely. So that'll be an interesting one. You know, Cameron Belvin, if you take away the 8, a pretty solid match right now.
Right.
Obviously, 16-12, you're saying to yourself, this is a pretty close game, which it is. Absolutely is. But it was almost just that one lack of focus round by Cameron Belvin that's having this game be close.
Couldn't you say that about her for most of the season?
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Especially in the shootout series where she plays so well, but then there's 1 or 2 rounds and then it gets away. But from a talent perspective, I mean, you're still talking about one of the few women to get to the quarterfinals or further in a main draw at a national. So she has the talent to get very deep. Surprised we haven't seen her. We've seen her on the doubles side with women. We just haven't seen her on the singles side yet.
Yep. All right, so there is a blind draw tomorrow. Not sure if that's still open for the public. I know they capped it at 128 players. I don't think it's sold out, but don't hold me to that. Registration on the ACL Player app will be here at the RP Funding Center tomorrow morning. But yes, right now just streaming here on ACL Cornhole TV at aclcornhole.tv. On the ACL Digital Network, watch.iplayacl.com, or, of course, on the American Cornhole League Facebook page. You can watch, that's where we are right now, but then CBS Sports Network is tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, so tune in then.
Tiffany Sparks had a chance to get 2 there. She knew it. She knew that was a big moment, and she just walked behind in complete disgust. She knew she gave. That was Cameron walked away with a deep breath, knowing it's like stealing money.
Yes, yes, and part of it is because she feels like she's running out of time. Right,
exactly.
That could have been 2 points just to make it a 2-point game. And you talk about 2 points over the span of 2 rounds. That's you're 100% in that game, right? 4 points, I still argue you still have a very legitimate chance, especially when the opponent that you're playing right now has already given you an 8 earlier in the game.
You know it's there. But with these new bags, it looks like she's finding the range. She came over before. She was kind of practicing on this court. She said she was having a little trouble kind of finding the lane. But like you said, outside of that one round, she's pretty much just been down the middle.
Yep. And I think these new bags, the speed-wise, are playing really well for her. And this is set up really well for Belvin here to kind of close this out. If she can steal 2 points and go up with a 6-point lead, again, I'm prefacing that she has given up an 8 this game, but you just feel so confident going into a last round with a 6-point lead.
Absolutely. Oh no, make it a 5 possibility. That could be game if this is in.
Yep.
And it is.
Yep, that is going to do it. Nothing really Tiffany Sparks can do here. It was close at times, but Cameron Belvin, you know, aside from that one round, really going to put a hammer down here. She's going to advance into the winner's bracket, and of course she will, we think, take on Deb Odom, but we won't know that for sure until we see Deb Odom play her next game here in this bracket. Before we go to break, let me look and see exactly where we would be in that bracket. So
that would be quarterfinal match.
It would be a quarterfinal match. So the next time you see Cameron Belvin, it will be on this stage again. And if she wins that game, she'll be on the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, Cornhole fans, we are going to take a quick break. But when we return, we will have more women's singles bracket action here in Lakeland, Florida for ACL Pro Shootout number 6. All right, cornhole fans across the country tuning in here to ACL Pro Shootout number 6 here in Lakeland, Florida. Good shot there of the Mountain Dew Green Lounge.
The Green Lounge.
The Green Lounge. We might find Bernie Neighbors up there a little bit later.
Yeah.
Taking a nap for the broadcast.
Yeah, just getting a little rest in the Green Lounge.
We're making our way through women's singles action here in Lakeland for this Pro Shootout number 6. And it's a small field, Bernie, so we're already down to our play-in games.
Yeah.
Which means every game you will see from here on out on this court will be a play-in game. It's a quarterfinal matchup.
No pressure.
Getting into the semifinal means you will make it to CBS Sports Network tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, if they win that game, their one game they'll play on that CBS Sports Network broadcast. They will play on the CBS Network broadcast tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So some great stuff going on.
You ready, Trey? These bags are live.
I think we need to add that as a lot. We got one more
wow.
spot for a track.
Right?
We should just add that so you don't have to say. We'll get it perfectly recorded so you never have to say it again. It can just go.
By the way, big shout out to Will Cotton.
Will Cotton.
Will Cotton.
Oh wow! he goes and gets you breakfast and you boo him on the live feed. So
Wally K9 already chimed in. He knows how painful this is going to be for you now that we have these laugh tracks available at my disposal. He literally turned me off when we were in Chicago. I was playing with the board so much.
Well, meanwhile, Sam Finley going to start her game right here very well. She's going to get 4 points out to a 4-0 lead. We know kind of the trend that's been setting here in over the course of the last few shootouts, right? Sam Finley making it to a broadcast, not able to just kind of get across the finish line.
Get over the hump, so to speak.
But we'll see if she can do it here. She's just an hour from home, so she's in a way playing with a little home court advantage. So we'll see if she can really use that advantage. Get all the way into the finals and maybe get a win.
It's interesting you bring that up because if you look back through the shootout series in the Desert Southwest, you had the Zazueta brothers kind of holding serve on their home turf.
Right.
And you've had, some others that have kind of, when they've been near home, have done fairly well. So interesting to see how the Florida players, on the men's side, of Tanner Halbert, who literally is 7 minutes from here.
Right.
So being able to sleep in your own bed, how does that affect you? Is that a positive? I would think it's a positive.
No, I would absolutely think it's a positive to play close to home here. And Sam Finley starting the game pretty well. Her 8 straight bags, but wishes that first one a little bit to the right.
Big shout out, by the way. I don't think, obviously the game, I don't know if the phrase passed her by is accurate, but Christine Papke at one point was the most dominant figure in women's cornhole.
Yep.
And to still be out here kind of, grinding through it as the game has progressed, I give her a lot of credit because some people with her pedigree, oh, wow. How good a shot was that? She's staring at a huge round here, looking at a 7. If this is in, yep, a 7 spot for Sam Finley.
Take a look at that one again. Airmail drag. No fear here. She felt like she had the advantage, was already going to score points. She goes up and down on the airmail drag. Big shot by Sam Finley. That's all because Bernie Neighbors started talking about Christine Papke in one round.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll do
so
it.
My apologies, Christine. I am a jinx machine.
Sam Finley, let's see, where did she end up in rounders? I want to see what her seed was. If she ended up...
Was she a 3?
I was seeing if she was... Yeah, she was 3-1. So the only person she lost to was Deb Odom. And if we look at the bracket here for women's singles, if Deb Odom is able to win her 2 games, she's playing April Chismark right now. And if she wins that game, she play Cameron Belvin, who we'll see on here. So Sam's going to get a chance possibly at redemption if she's able to hold off in this game, advance. Deb is on her same side of the bracket and would be in that semifinal game on the broadcast. So an opportunity for revenge a little bit right there.
Wow. Christine Papke says, hold on a minute. I can still get 2 here.
Yeah.
It's 11-2 on the board. We in round 5. Still plenty of time. Got to start making it happen, though.
Yep, 11-2 right now. Round number 5.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh. Maybe I got a little too ahead of myself there, Bernie.
There's plenty of time left. If we've seen anything so far in the shootout series from Sam, she can have moments of absolute brilliance, but then give you a couple of rounds like this, where she's just can't find the range for whatever reason.
Now, that's a big way to get off the hook there. Right?
Yeah.
Now if you're Sam Finley, you're like, okay, look.
I give up one, it's no big
I
deal.
can give up a one, not a big deal at all. Go
Right.
in just to give up one, and it's in. So
Yeah.
that was a great recovery there by Sam Finley. It almost felt like we were turning some major momentum. You're thinking maybe it's going to be 11-5 here.
No.
Instead, just 11-3, and you still, even in round 6, even as we approach this halfway point, you still feel pretty darn confident having an 8-point lead here.
And once again, round limited format, a wash is your friend once you get a big lead like this. There's no reason to chase points. By the way, folks, Trey Ryder not only commentating today, he's handling all the production. He's handling work as we speak with emails and stuff that fly in because, let's face it, it's a work day. It's a Friday.
It is a work day. I hate not being in the office, but we got to deliver what the people want.
The
Bernie.
people want it.
The people want it.
And we deliver.
Oh, beautiful
such a
shot.
Good bag.
Let's take a look at that one again. That is a replay worthy from Sam Finley. You think there's no way she's going to be able to get just her bag. She says not so fast. She gets them both and leaves Papke's.
How good was that?
That was nasty, to be honest with you.
That was super nasty.
I mean, and part of the reason it was so impressive is because her bags are a little bit firmer, a little bit bulkier. And Papke's bags are so prone to just fall in. They melt. I mean, those all slides, they're just going to go right in.
And she did kind of bump that bag, but it just was able to kind of glide around it. That was the kind of shot I cannot make. Actually, so was that.
The slide shot is
there it is.
That's a summary of Bernie's slide shot.
Yeah, that's the summary of my entire game. So make it 13-3, Sam Finley. We in round number 8 here?
Yep, round number 8.
By the way, what's the over-under on how many times I mess up the score today?
Oh, people love that now.
I know.
Like, people love.
It's awesome.
It's become kind of your thing.
I'm good at a few things, and being wrong is one of them.
Big airmail there by Christine Papke. Looks like Finley probably going to just leave that bag alone. But this is because that bag's in her lane. Papke, she does choose to lay up. This gives at least Finley a little bit of a
it's unlucky.
Door. Maybe an and one, Bernie?
Uh-oh. You think?
I don't know if it's on purpose, but she's got the lane, but she goes a little bit short. Now, Sam, she's debating on whether to step out and try to collect that bag or just go with straight airmail. Looks like she's going to try to collect. And I don't know if that was an intentional roll or
no.
She says no, but it works. And Papke just going to lay on and get a couple points there, make it 13-5.
Once again, all things considered, you feel like if you're Sam Finley, you did not have your best round, but it doesn't really hurt you.
No, doesn't hurt you.
Going into round number 9.
Only 4 rounds remain. Again, we play 12 rounds here in bracket play until we hit that broadcast court. If you're in the Lakeland area, again, free and open to the public. Come on out, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. I mean, on CBS Sports Network.
Got a green zone, where you can sit and take in the action.
That green zone looking fresh up there. Oh, there's nobody else amused by this soundboard except us.
Yeah. And I was trying to hit the laugh track and ended up hitting the cheer track, so I got to get used to it.
All right.
Sam gets those 2 points right back.
Yeah, 15-5, maintaining a 10-point lead. Just 3 rounds remaining. Math wizards out there, it's got to be just over 3 points around here for Christine Papke into these last 3 rounds if she wants to get back into it and get back on the broadcast court.
Once again, Trey, this is a play-in game. So if Christine wants on that broadcast court, she's going to have to make a lot happen in a hurry.
but Sam Finley doesn't look like she's in the mood to really give her anything or any help.
And, you know, with the way Christine plays, it's tougher. You know, she's not going to throw a lot of blocks. She's not going to force a lot out of her opponent.
Correct. If there are errors, it's got to be like this, right? That's what I would call an unforced error by Sam Finley to take a couple points. Which is fine to have that play style. It's not as well suited to play from behind,
especially in today's game, right? Yeah,
and especially in a round limited game.
Yeah, absolutely. 15-7, round number 11. So 2 rounds remain. Big chore ahead for Christine Papke if she has any chance.
Question: when did Papke move to all cornhole? Is at the beginning of this season. She worked for Reynolds, and that's why she was always a Reynolds player, and she no longer worked or works for Reynolds bags. So moved on over. All Cornhole picked her up as a sponsored player, and that's what she's been throwing, because she threw All Cornhole actually back in like 2017 and 2018 before Reynolds came about and before she started working there. Great shot right there, and a good cleanup. That may be a clincher right there for Sam Finley. But yeah, back over to All Cornhole after a few years of throwing Reynolds. Sam Finley putting the hammer down.
That's 17-7. You got a 10-point lead in the last round. It's really all over but the crying at this point.
Yeah, you just got literally one bag in the hole will clinch it for Sam Finley, and after that, you will see her tonight on CBS Sports Network at 6 p.m. Eastern, where she will take on, let's look real quick, Bernie, and see if that game by Deb Odom. Yep, Deb Odom does get the win there, so Finley will take on the winner of Deborah Odom and Cameron Belvin. We will have that match here. I'm not sure if it's going to be next, but we will have that game on the broadcast or here on the streaming court.
And, you know, look, let's be honest. I mean, Sam Finley's, we've seen her on the broadcast court a number of times during this shootout series. You know, is this the week that she kind of gets the monkey off her back?
Yep, and I don't know if it's the home court advantage or what, but something, maybe something feels a little different for Sam Finley.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. All right, we are going to break, but when we return, we got more women's singles action here at ACL Pro Shootout number 6. We'll be back right after this. All right, cornhole fans everywhere across the country tuning in here for action here at Lakeland, Florida's RP Funding Center for the American Cornhole League's 6th ACL Pro Shootout, looking to get the 6th automatic bids. You see Sam Finley there. She is into the semifinals tonight. Rosie Streaker walking with her. She already won a shootout. She won the 2nd ACL Pro shootout of the summer.
Who did she beat in that final? None other than Sam Finley.
None other than Sam Finley. You got it. 2 Florida girls looking to make a run here. Well, we've been talking about it, but Deb Odom and how successful of a day she has had so far, yet to lose even through rounders. She's your number 1 seed. She will be taking on Cameron Belvin here in this quarterfinal matchup. Another play-in game, and the winner of this game before us will take on Sam Finley in that broadcast semifinal. CBS Sports Network tonight at 6 p.m. Trey Ryder and Bernie Neighbors, and now
who else is with us, Trey?
Bringing on a 3rd member of the team here just to chat a little bit. We got the intern. We got Will Cotton.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we got the applause this time.
I was totally expecting a boo there.
Bernie already booed you once, Will. He already booed you once.
Will, don't be afraid of the microphone. You can step up to it a little bit.
Pull that microphone closer, Will. We'll get you all squared away. Will's our intern for the summer, so he's trying out literally every different
Will Cotton.
Yep. So normally works in the merch area with Sydney. And Sydney, if she is watching, she's going to be super jealous of this right now and probably get you in trouble. But
she's so jealous right now.
But since no merch booth this weekend, the small shootout, Will was free to try some other stuff on the intern route. So Will, welcome to the booth, my friend.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so Deb Odom has to feel awesome right there. You throw an 8. And Cameron Belvin gives you the point with a 7.
Yeah. I mean, it was. Really, I just want to see if Deborah Odom is going to play as well as she's played so far in this tournament because
she wasn't just winning;
she was
crushing,
stomping people. Absolutely stomping people. Oh my gosh, what a. Brian Schramm jumps in. After Sam won, there's definitely something in the air.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
I mean, for some people maybe a few people might like that one, but
Deborah Odom already with a bag short. Chance for 3 here. In for 3.
She's in. Now, I will say the interesting part, the thing that I want to make a note of, right? What do we always say happens when you get on that broadcast court? Everything gets fast.
Right. Everything.
The only thing I'm worried about if Cameron Belvin wins this game is now she's taking fast new bags, which are playing pretty fast right now on these courts that are, I wouldn't say playing really slow right now, but then you're going to go on to an accelerated board on that finals. I just wonder how that'll play out, certainly.
Yeah. Well, they should have some time, right? They should have a little bit of time to get over there and kind of get used to those boards, but we shall see. It's a good point. I mean, I don't think people really ever... It catches everyone off guard.
It does. It caught Sarah Cassidy off guard last week when we were talking to her about her performance there, but it'll be interesting to see, and it looks like Deb Odom is going to kind of recover from that first bag short on the previous round.
By the way, they always talk about how clean the court is.
You literally took the phrase out of my mouth. Why is that court so clean, Bernie?
Will Cotton.
The Swiffer King himself.
The Swiffer King.
All right, so Will, did you ever imagine that you would be nicknamed the Swiffer King when you took an internship with for sports? What is your major again? Sports marketing?
Sports communications.
Sports communications. Nice.
So no, I did not think I would be.
So with sports communications, do you want to be in the booth? Do you want to be on the production side, or do you want to be a talking head?
That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
Which is when I went to the commish himself.
Yeah.
Said I kind of want to try out a little bit of everything.
There you go.
So I'm getting my first taste of.
It's as you see, it's extremely easy.
I mean, if they let Bernie Neighbors do it,
if I can.
Right.
We digress. By the way, there's a 5-4 game going on in front of us.
Yep, court. Round number 6 here on court 1. Trying to find a second female into the semifinals. As soon as we get done with these women's bracket games, we'll jump over onto the men's singles side. See who's going to make the final four of men's singles pro shootout number 6.
Well, talking about a great collect there from Cameron.
Fantastic collect.
But, with someone like a Deborah Odom, she doesn't, I don't think, at least at this point in her cornhole career, she hasn't performed well on the streaming court or the broadcast court because it's different. You get out on the open floor, and she literally was dominating people, beating them badly. And then you see here, she's making some mistakes that she just hasn't made all day, and you get in a single elimination bracket, it gets tough. It gets in your head. Like all of a sudden you're thinking, like, why am I throwing these shots? I haven't made that mistake all day.
Yep. Someone asked about the contraband bags. Well, I know they're not going to be combats, so they must be cutthroats. That's what Belvin has been throwing all year, has been the cutthroats. So that's probably what she's going with. Nate Voyer says, check my TikTok. I got a Swiffer King video on the broadcast court.
No way.
Nate Voyer has all kinds of stuff on his TikTok. Very active TikTok guy.
We do have people jumping in saying, Will, make sure you don't Swiffer the boards themselves.
Okay.
So we got,
there you go.
Got some life tips for you, Will.
Do or do not Swiffer the board?
Well, they said do not.
Okay.
Apparently that we don't want to do that, so don't Swiffer the boards.
Yes. By the way, Cameron Belvin now up 10-4 into round. What round are we in? 7?
Round number 8.
Round number 8. So plenty of time, but time becoming a factor.
And this game is different than what we saw from Cameron Belvin the last game. I think this one has been much more impressive. This has been the Cameron Belvin that I've been kind of looking for all year. She had a great collect the last round. Can she do it on this round? And it just goes a little bit right. But hey, if you're throwing 10s and your only miss is kind of sitting in front of the hole, even if you give up 2 points there, this is a motivated and strong Cameron Belvin that we're seeing right now.
Absolutely. Look, it's pro cornhole. You're going to give up a 2 every now and then, right? You just have to stay away from the giant crooked numbers like she had against Tiffany Sparks. She throws an 8. Obviously, the way Deborah Odom's playing today, you can't afford that kind of mistake. And to this point, we haven't seen that from her in this match.
Got a shout out tuning in from West Texas. Appreciate it. Anybody, always drop where you're watching from. See if we got any international viewers or anybody else.
West Texas. Sure, it's freezing cold there today.
Yeah, freezing. Absolutely freezing like it is here. Walked outside, I felt like it was jumping in a pool.
In the morning.
Yes.
I mean, you expect to be a little bit cooler. Walked outside, just humidity slaps you in the face.
Yeah, slaps you in the face.
Hey, a little double 4-bagger wash.
No, I believe can't.
Did she?
Yeah,
that's first one. That's number 1.
All right, that's Bernie count number 1. Oh, I don't even know. If you guys are at home, I know you all love when Bernie messes up the score. So we got our Bernie counter. There's number 1. Will, that's your number 1 job.
I'm not really good at what they call paying attention.
That's because you're so invested in doing such an amazing job.
Right? I'm talking. I get wrapped up in conversation. It happens.
So we got people tuning in from Wisconsin, Virginia, all over the place. So all parts of the country tuning in right now, seeing Cameron Belvin up 13-6. Deb Odom got a chance to get a couple points, and she needs to quickly.
Yes.
Only 3 rounds remaining, and this could be
5.
This could be a 5-point round. In for 5 for Deborah Odom, and she's in. 13-11 is our score now.
Wow.
And instead of a 7-point lead heading into round number 11, it is simply just a 2-point lead.
Well, isn't that, that's what we're getting? It just seems like that's what we're getting from Cameron Belvin this season, especially in the Shootout series, where she's playing so well, and then kind of like an unforced error comes out of nowhere. You get a crooked number, and the game completely flips on its head. So let's see if Deborah Odom can capitalize and get some momentum going these last couple of rounds.
And meanwhile, everybody jumping in talking about we got Mississippi.
All right.
Michelle Thompson says 105 in Northern Cali right now.
Wow.
Yikes. Northern California, Wyoming, Louisiana. Phoenix is 115 degrees.
No big deal.
Yikes.
I'm sure that feels awesome.
Utah, Illinois, Orlando. Get your butt over here. Ohio, Florida, anywhere.
In for 5 to get it right. Oh, she gave it away, but she gets 3.
3 is huge going into the last round. 16-11. She's got to simply avoid a 5-point round. And if she will do that, she will advance to the semifinals and play Sam Finley on CBS Sports Network tonight. Wow. A lot on the line. You really need you're targeting 3 bags in. Doesn't matter even what you do with the other. You got 1 to kill. And maybe there's your 1 to kill right there.
Tension.
If anything, it almost helps you because now you get a bumper. I'm not worried about that bag. I think that's as good as in, given how slick these bags are. And with that bag to the left-hand side, that could all but do it right now for Cameron Belvin. Going to have to be a miracle for Deborah Odom. She ran through rounders, but she runs into a really consistent and strong Cameron Belvin, and Belvin wins it.
Wow. That just it just shows you how you have to keep your focus game in, game out, because you get into a single elimination bracket, all that amazing play that you had earlier in the day means nothing.
Yep. You said it best, Bernie. You said it best. Okay, well, Trey, Bernie, and Will, we are going to take a quick break, but when we return, we have our third quarterfinal play-in game for the broadcast tonight in this women's singles bracket here at ACL Pro Shootout number 6. Back after this. All right, Cornhole fans, welcome back to the RP Funding Center here in Lakeland, Florida. We are making our way through Pro Shootout number 6. We have one side of the women's bracket already locked in. Our first semifinal match on the broadcast will be between Sam Finley and Cameron Belvin. We now jump over to the other side of the bracket to see our next 2 women's singles competitors. First of the 2 quarterfinals we'll show here is between Chelsea Hubbard and Connie Altice, both of which made their broadcast debuts this season at Pro Shootout number 1 in Fort Worth, Texas. Both unfortunately eliminated by none other than Cheyenne Renner, the number 1 ranked female player in the world. So this is going to be a good opportunity for both of these ladies to go into a broadcast and not have to play Cheyenne Renner.
Right. You know, you think Connie Altice coming out as the 2 seed out of rounders really was just as dominant as Deborah Odom, except for her match where she got blown out by Deborah Odom.
Right.
So interesting to see how she continues. She's already up 4-0 after the first round. You know, I think we need some expert commentary on Connie Altice, so we're going to bring in Will Cotton. Will?
I actually saw Connie play earlier. She played very well.
Who'd she play earlier when you were watching?
Yeah, bring the facts, bro.
She might have played Jackie.
She did play Jackie.
No, she did play. Hey,
wow.
Bernie, take that one.
Yeah, take that one back. There we go.
Yeah.
Will.
Taking down Jackie Sison. All right, so Will, you are interning from the greatest university on the planet.
God.
Sid, your roommates are watching. Who's watching at home? Who are the shout-outs, Will?
Shout out to John Pittman and Lawton Davis. It's Guantanamo Bay.
Wow. So if your colors are similar to that of people that pick up trash every day, is that a good thing?
It makes us stand out, Bernie. Makes us stand out. Clemson University, go Tigers.
Yeah.
Go Tigers.
Wow. It's painful.
You're sandwiched by some Tigers.
You know, I've actually been to more games in Death Valley than I've been anywhere else.
That's because it's the greatest place on earth.
Well, yeah. Well, when I lived in Charleston, my buddy was kind of like you guys, and so they had season tickets. So I'd go up all the time. And that was back in the 90s when you guys were terrible, by the way.
Yep. That's because we became fans, Bernie, and we turned things around. So, meanwhile, some people were dropping in the comments. We had someone tune in from Alaska. Alaska, 47 degrees. I would love to switch with you. Can we have 47 degrees?
That would feel so
you know
good.
how great it would be to throw on a sweatshirt here?
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
Love it. We got a lot of fans in here for a lot of Chelsea fans in here. As soon as she got on, she just absolutely, there are 10, 12 people here in the Facebook comment section jumping in to watch Chelsea Hubbard.
Middle Georgia, what's up? Hey, she's got her family here.
Oh, does she?
Right there, right across from us. We got some Hubbard fans in the building.
Well, she's going up against Connie Altice. She's got an early 6-2 lead. Connie going for a collect. And that is a great shot there. Ooh. Hubbard.
Ooh, got away with that one.
Yeah, she's going to tiptoe to the other side of the board and pick up those bags. So, I mean, man.
Remains 6-2.
Could have been a big round. Could have been a big 4 spot. So the winner of this game will again advance to the CBS Sports Network broadcast. We'll take on the winner of the next game that we will show, and that will be between Allison Peters and Yeti Irwin.
Oh, by the way, I got to send a shout out to Chelsea. Came out of the college program. Another one of the players that has come out of our college program. So good for her. And it's actually good to see her kind of start to get a footing as a professional.
Yes.
I think it was rough on her early in the season.
Well, it's tough. This pro division is brutal. I mean, absolutely brutal. Meanwhile, impressive 10-10 wash. I was impressed right there by Connie Altice's ability to get away from that or get around that low block. That was probably a level, 3? Maybe a 4 block there on the board. So able to get around it. And
sometimes those blocks work out better than the ones that people throw right in front of the hole.
Yeah.
Because it's right in your landing zone.
So, Will, as someone that's coming into the game kind of brand new, what's been the most impressive part, or what's been maybe not impressive, but surprising part of jumping into the ACL and learning about cornhole, playing at a high level?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the first thing I would think of is that it's not, it's not all just them doing the same shot over and over. It's a lot of manipulating the board, and I'm going to block, and I'll bring that bag back in later. Strategy, roll shots. I didn't understand till I think I pulled Kat or maybe even Tanner aside in West Virginia, and how do you do a roll shot? I didn't understand how they could roll it over and get it in, and it's incredible how good they are. That's.
Well, I think, to your point, I think sometimes people at home, when they're playing and they're not throwing a flat bag, it kind of rolls naturally. And so people think they're actually making mistakes when they watch it. Mm-hmm. These people are literally rolling the bag exactly how they want it to roll, which is insane.
The term we use is backloaded. It's getting that bag so that the back of the bag, as it flies through the air, it continuously spins so the front face is like facing upwards, so it gets that tumbling action. Or you can kind of throw almost like a wheel bag as well, which is more of tilting on its side. Mm-hmm. And so when it gets that because it's rotating, it just continue to almost rotate and rolls over itself and runs like a wheel up the board. So there's a couple different variations on it. And
you talking about the rut right now?
That is a variation. That is the rut. Yes, absolutely. Bernie's trying to make rut happen.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But meanwhile, this game is getting sneaky good.
Yes, sneaky good. People asking about the bags. Obviously, it's going to be Connie Altice throwing the cornhole scenario bags. I believe there's some version of the Cat 3, but I can't say that for certain. A beautiful ability to block up the hole here. This is trouble for Chelsea Hubbard throwing those contraband. I think she's throwing combats, and they all fall. And now Altice can go in for 6. Oh, and she just clips that bag, but still going to get 4. An impressive round for Connie Altice here, as she'll make it 10-4.
That really was, actually. She thought her way through every one of those bags and put Chelsea behind the 8 ball right out of the gate.
And that was a perfect example, and this is a really hard concept. And as Will, you know, maybe you're starting to learn about this as you get into the game too, is that was an example on that 3rd bag by Connie Altice. It was better to be on the board actually than in the hole, because it created congestion that made it difficult for Chelsea Hubbard to make a decision. And as you were talking about, Will, that's one of the things that a lot of people that are newer to the game, if we have new viewers tuning in, that's a concept that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to people. All right, what do you mean it's better to be on the board than in the hole? Yeah. But it just provides, you know, obstruction for opponents.
Wow, and Connie Altice with another 4, and she's gotten real separation now at 14-4. It's been fairly methodical from Connie.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we saw, and I had a little bit of concern about Connie Altice coming into the shootout. Apparently in West Virginia, I don't know if it was in West Virginia, but she did something to tweak her back. Back's been hurting, and you know how back pain is. Back pain can just completely cripple you.
Completely debilitating.
Yes, and so she has been having a little bit of back pain. I talked to her yesterday when she came in the building briefly, and she said that she was, you know, she could still feel it. It wasn't, she wasn't 100%, but she was at least feeling a little bit better than what she felt in West Virginia. But if this is what back pain feels like, then maybe we should.
I'll try to hurt ourselves. That makes it 18-4. Connie Altice has taken this match by the throat.
Yep. Someone jumping in the comments. Connie going to win one of these shootouts. Bet. Well, I mean, she throws like this. I don't know who was right. Because I mean, there's been a couple rounds, maybe some bags left or right have created a lane for Altice from Hubbard. But this is, like you said, Bernie, methodical is a great word for it.
And, you know, one of the things about Chelsea's game, she has a beautiful bag. It's just consistency.
Yes.
And, you know, she's starting to hang out with the Brat Pack a little bit. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it'd be fine. I mean, Brat Pack. I want to look at these stats right. I mean, yeah, Connie Altice right now, 20-4 is the score. 11.09 points per round average, 64% 4-baggers. She's thrown, looks to be 48 bags, 39 of them
in the hole.
And this is almost identical to what she did against Jackie earlier. Is got up to a lead in the first round, and then just methodically,
just never gave her an opportunity to get back into it.
And then by the end of it, it wasn't close.
Right, and it's, you know, what you see here, like Trey said earlier. You know, Chelsea's had a couple bags off, you know, just a little bit off, and Connie's made her pay for it. We've had some other matches on here where someone might make a mistake, and then their opponent just follows them up and lets them off the hook. Yep. Connie's not letting her off the hook.
No, not letting her off the hook at all, and she didn't. She closes it out there with a single point. She advances. She will be on the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have one more women's singles quarterfinal to play to find our last contestant into that broadcast. We'll find out who it is right after this. All right, Cornhole fans, we're here. Lakeland, Florida, ACL Pro Shootout number 6. Trey Ryder, Bernie Neighbors, and Will Cotton. We forgot to shout out his third roommate, apparently, so he's never getting out of that.
Yeah.
He's never getting out of that.
Tyler, hold that against him forever.
Yes. Tyler, he literally told us in the commercial break, he said, I don't even like that roommate. So,
I did not say that.
That guy is such a jerk.
yeah, man.
You guys are going to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too late.
Too late for that, Will Cotton. You did that to yourself, buddy. All right, so we're here making our way. Yeah.
By the way, there's some Will Cotton fans on the court here.
Oh,
yeah, we got a whole crowd here just to see Will.
Yes, Miranda Coy we're sitting in the front row just because she wanted to watch Will Cotton commentate.
Oh, man.
It's nice to have fans.
Yes.
I have the other side.
People come to watch you.
No, haters. Yeah, lots of haters.
Bernie's lying to you, Will. People love Bernie. Oh, yeah, none of that. None of that. All right, I believe these next bags.
These bags are live.
Yeah, they are live here. Round number 1, last female trying to get into our Final Four of Pro Shootout number 6. The winner will take on Connie Altice in that semifinals. So this will be a battle here against 2 ladies that can certainly put a lot of bags in the hole.
Yeah.
And although Irwin has not herself won a shootout yet, she's been so close so many times.
Yep.
Same thing with Peters. Peters has been close. Now, Peters did win this exact shootout last year. We were out in Memphis, Tennessee. Allison Peters wins the 6th shootout of the season there in Memphis. So if the timing is right again, she'll be into that broadcast and maybe get another win under her belt.
You are not going to find a more competitive person than Allison Peters. You will not. Lori Doole's sitting over here on the side. Some ladies kind of watching this play out. Might give her a run. I mean, they're all competitive, but you are not going to find someone as outwardly competitive as Allison Peters.
Yep, you can just see it in the look, right? There's
Yeah.
some players that'll smile their way through. You know, she's laser focused. Now, when she gets that win, it's like it turns back off, right? But it's when she's on that board and she's locked in, she's ready to go.
I think this match is going to come down to who makes their opponent pay. Already through 2 rounds, we've seen a couple of mistakes from each side, and you just wonder which one of these players will make their opponent pay for their mistakes.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic bag by Peters. She sets it up for that to do exactly that, and that looks like it's going to be a 5-point round for Allison Peters to take to strike first and take the lead here early.
Would be remiss without talking about Yeti Irwin and the jump that she's made in pro singles this season.
Yep.
Which is quite remarkable when you consider the depth of talent that came in, especially the last 2 seasons, for her to find a way to climb up. How many spots?
A lot. Yeah,
I mean, it's
just
like 80 spots, something like that.
Yeah, Yeti Irwin having a strong year this season, and right now slated to go to the Pro Invitational, be one of the top 8 women in pro singles standings in Airmail City. That'll be a big weekend. Of course, Cheyenne Renner number 1, Sarah Cassidy number 2. I believe Kaylee Hunter is 3rd, but Yeti Irwin among those top females and having a great season.
And as you can see already, like I was talking about, both players, they're going to give you openings. You just have to be willing to take advantage of those openings.
Yeah, and a little bit shaky start really on both ends, I would say. I think Chelsea Hubbard would say, hey, can I play this game?
Can I have been in this game?
Can I not play Connie Altice and
that cool?
47 bags in a row? I mean, yeah, Connie Altice. I want to see what she finished in PPR on that game. Let me pull that up.
She's been killing it.
Yeah.
She has been on fire.
And she plays that kind of game. She's she's going to play a hole for hole type game. She's not going to do anything really fancy. But when she's really dialed in, like she has been today, she's a monster.
So Connie Altice 11.0 points per round average. That's what she finished with.
Is that any good?
Yeah, 42 out of 48 bags in the hole. I don't think I could put 42 out of 48 bags on the board.
I don't think I could make 6.
Will, your over-under's 10. You think you can make 10 bags in the hole over 48 bags?
No chance. There's no chance. There's no chance. I thought you were going to say on the board, and I was going to say maybe.
I've seen you play. We play a little bit in West Virginia.
Apparently, I throw it like a frisbee.
You do throw it exactly like a frisbee.
Yeah, you got to get the elbow action out of there.
Got to get that out of you.
Yeah, way too much elbow in your throw. We'll figure that out.
Not sure where that's coming from.
Bernie is a loose cannon with this audio board, ladies and gentlemen. I can see why Wally took this away from you at the last event.
I'm like a 5-year-old.
Megan Maupin did not play today. She's going through a little bit of some health issues at the moment. And I think everything was very precautionary that she didn't come this weekend. I think she could have played. If there was an injury report, she might have been questionable. Maybe could have played, but the coach sat her because
if this was shootout number 8, she would have been here.
Yeah, and if this was the World Championships, I think she would have been here. But she's not playing this weekend. Wants to rest up, especially with the World Championships happening next weekend. I think she really wants to focus on that. You saw Yeti Irwin. She took a little peek. Ooh, big airmail. She was trying to drag there. You saw her peek up because we do have our stream up on the big video boards here in the RP Funding Center. So she was taking a quick peek up there to see if she could see anything. And based on what she saw, she thought she could airmail, maybe drag the bag, but could not do it.
Big shout to the RP Funding Center for allowing that to happen.
Yep, really quick setup. I mean, we just plugged in right behind the wall here, and boom, good to go.
You know, whoever put these trusses together, that guy's a beast.
That guy's just absolutely
by himself.
Cannon, whatever.
Just
someone tuning in from Okinawa, Japan.
Wow,
international viewers.
Servicewoman.
I do not know, but Bobby Joe Casillas III. So shout out
Bobby
there.
Joe. Bobby Joe seems like a fairly normal name around here.
Someone says, what the hell? I bet on Megan Maupin. Well, you'll get a refund. You'll get a refund, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
Unlucky there from Allison not to have that go.
Yeah, but the good news is it stayed kind of, we don't have a red zone on this board, but it essentially stayed in the red zone where that red zone would normally be painted or printed. So Irwin takes it with her. So that essentially was an airmail by Peters. Can she go up and hit it this time clean? She does.
Very nice.
Big shot.
A lot of work for a wash. A lot of work for a wash.
Someone said, what happened to Cody Henderson this year? Is he still helping Phil Hellmuth learn how to play cornhole? I guess he's stuck there. I don't know. Haven't seen much of Cody Henderson this year. I think he was supposed to be here. He opted out, so he did not. He was signed up. Him and Adam did not make the trip here to Lakeland, so not playing in this shootout. So, the World Championships have always been a successful place for Adam Hissner in particular. I just finished up writing my preview article, which will for the World Championships that we'll post next week, and I talk about Hissner being one of the most successful players, and although he has never got a win, he's always been one to make deep runs at those World Championships. So
it's just surprising. I mean, Adam won the shootout series last year,
right?
And for him not to see it, I don't know. That's interesting to me.
And like I said, I think you and I have talked about this before, kind of on our bracket breakdown shows on Monday nights, Bernie, is that I don't like to I can't fathom the idea that the game passed Cody Henderson and Adam Hissner.
It hasn't.
Because there's no way. It doesn't make any sense statistically. Cody Henderson's actually having a pretty strong season. I mean, yes, the rookie class that came in here this year has been really good, but it's not as if they were being beaten by the rookies, just them, they'd still be finishing 9th. They'd be finishing 13th, right? But some of these finishes just aren't aligning, so I'm not sure if it's part of the mental game or what. But, yeah, I'm interested to see if they ever bounce back.
You wonder, I mean, they've been so good and so important for so long. You wonder if maybe it's just a season where the focus just hasn't been there, and maybe next season we get a completely different Adam and Cody.
Yeah, Bobby Casillas says, yes, sir, U.S. Marine Corps, owner of Okinawa Cornhole.
Nice.
Shout out. Thank you for your service. It's love having our international love and flavor on the stream. Meanwhile, 6-3 here.
Unlucky there from Allison. That bag just hopped over the hole.
Yep. But she still maintains that 6-3 lead now as we head in to round number 9. Only 4 rounds remain.
But talking about Chelsea Hubbard would have loved to have, like, you know, I would imagine the PPRs aren't the same here with these ladies as we saw with Connie Altice.
Yeah, and asking you shall receive. Let me pull that up right here, Bernie. This game going on here on this 9-3-8 to a flat 9. So yes, significant. I mean, maybe significant, maybe a little harsh to say, but definitely a little bit of a drop off here.
If Yeti can get a 4-bagger here, she's going to get a 5 and take the lead.
In for 5 at a minimum, and it is in a huge round in round number 9.
Make it a 7.
Make that a 7.
Wow.
Huge round.
Oh, Will Cotton.
I'm still here.
Oh, man.
Man.
Doesn't this feel like day 3?
Well,
and it's day 1?
I think that's because we played a little too much Golden Tee yesterday,
Yeah,
Bernie.
indeed, sir. We tried to do some teaching with Golden Tee yesterday, and
Okay, I was doing the teaching. You were like, Sam, do this.
right,
Go
teaching.
away.
And she was somehow still better than me.
Yeah. Less information, the better.
We got to get better to get. We have to get worse to get better, Bernie.
Yeah.
We're a team here, Will and I. We're a team. We're a unit. All right, that bag left-hand side, and it's falling, and you see the double clutch there. Yeti having to reset. This is an opportunity for Peters. Again, she's got 3 rounds to make up this 4-point deficit. That was higher. I don't know if that was an attempt at a block or if that just came out a little bit higher out of her hand.
I like that trajectory from her bag, and that one gets away. And that was an opportunity to cut that lead in half, and she knows it.
Yeah, going to have to make up 4 points over these last 2 rounds, rounds 11 and 12. All that is left. Women's singles here, and as soon as this game is over, we'll jump over onto the men's singles side and go through that bracket.
You know, I like when Allison throws a little bit higher trajectory. I think she has more control of the bag that way.
Not as many bags, obviously susceptible to going off the back of the board.
Oh, Yeti. Ooh, that one gets away. Now, big moment here for Allison.
And she does. It looks like she tried to lay a block. Did it not?
That either just... she kind of held on to it too long, or she just tried to get a block that didn't work.
Yeti in to at least make it a, well, I shouldn't say a, well, okay, now how aggressive does Peters get? Does she just try to go up the center? She does knock it off, which means that's just going to be a single point. If she had gone in clean, it would have been 2, but it at least makes it a 3-point game instead of 4. 4 points will now win it in this last round, but Yeti Irwin, 3 bags in the hole, and she can't lose. Obviously, a 4-bagger would win it for Yeti Irwin, and as expected, Peters tries the block.
And it's so tough with the way she plays with the bag she has to get the blocks correct.
Throwing slick side game-changer blocks way up the board, but Irwin cuts across. Now, Peters does a great job of cleaning it up. Irwin's got to forget about that bag and finish out with her next 3 bags in. If she does that, she will win. There's 1.
That's trouble.
That is trouble, but I wouldn't say it's out of play yet.
Not yet.
You're going to have to go after it here. This is a must-have bag here by Allison Peters to grab it, and she's off the side rail. Irwin is going to throw her last bag, and she's off. But either way, it is going to be a 7-point wash in the final round, and Yeti Irwin defeats Allison Peters. She will advance to the semifinal broadcast where she will take on Connie Altice.
Wow. She's going to have to play better. Quite frankly. She's going to have to play better against Connie.
Yep. But hey, survive and advance is the name of the game,
Absolutely.
Bernie. Survive and advance. All right, Trey, Will, and Bernie, we just finished our women's singles bracket. We're going to jump over onto the men's singles side. Men's singles pro shootout number 6 action coming up right after this break. See you in a minute. All right, ACL Nation everywhere. Domestic, international, fans from Japan, all the way in Alaska, really spanning the entire world, tuning in for the 6th stop on the American Cornhole League Pro Shootout Tour. Trey Ryder and Will Cotton here in the booth talking about this now men's singles action coming to us here as we've made our way through our women's singles action. Okay, so Will, I'll get your feedback here. You just saw all of those women's singles games. Before we dive into the men's singles game, who was the most impressive female that you saw on that court?
It has to be Connie Altice, I think, especially today. She's just been consistently good. Just like we were saying during the last game, there aren't a lot of big rounds, but she's getting a lead and she's growing that lead consistently, and she's been good all day.
Yeah, there really hasn't been many rounds where she's given up huge numbers. I mean, if she's conceding 2 points and then turning around and scoring 5, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, 11.0 points per round in that one game we saw on this broadcast court. So now she's gonna take it on there. So now we're here and going into our men's single side. So we're, while the women were playing, the men were playing down all the way too. So we're already down to our play-in game. So every game that you see here now on the broadcast court will also be a play-in game to the broadcast. This first one is between Tanner Halbert and Cameron Presley. Tanner Halbert, a top 10 player in the country right now. I believe he's sitting at either number 7 or number 8. He'll take on Cameron Presley that, although he's not ranked in the top 10 or even the top 30 or so, he's really a player that can have these really great stretches of putting a lot of bags in the hole. When we saw him at the first national of the season, he played alongside Eric Ryder in doubles. They made a really deep run all the way into getting 3rd in their bracket. Then he turns around that same weekend and wins the pro blind draw with Kyle Malone. So certainly, although he's got some ups and downs, those ups when he's really playing at the top of his game, put a lot of bags in the hole. But obviously he runs into Tanner Halbert. Will, Tanner. I mean, and he can put a lot of bags in the hole.
I was going to say, I feel like he's on every broadcast. He just consistently kills it in these play-in games.
Yep, and we saw him last on a broadcast on the final chase. He made it in doubles with Eric Zockline, his partner. But then, obviously, he's also made it in singles at that first pro shootout of the season in Fort Worth, Texas.
Tanner in his hometown got home court advantage here in Lakeland.
Yes, he does. Just about, what did he say, 10 minutes away, I think he said, from the venue? Yeah.
10 minutes.
And he's going to finish with a couple points there. Going to be 10-8 score on the round. He's going to get those points back that he conceded to Presley in the first round, and we will be tied at 2. It's like a Black Sheep Costello versus a Ultra Viper going on here. So another thing that you probably, Will, getting it as someone newer to the game, the bags, right? I mean, I think that's the big thing that surprises a lot of people getting into the game, is how different all these different bags are and the different technologies that they're coming out with the different bags. I mean, was that a shock to you kind of getting into it for the first time?
I knew less than nothing about cornhole getting into it. So, yes, that definitely was surprising. Even because I just played in my backyard, I didn't even know there was a slick side and a slow side. I didn't know what a carpet bag was or anything like that. But it's kind of cool getting to see all the different types of bags. And I'm over there at the merch tent most of the time, so I'm around a lot of bags, and you get to see the pros and cons of all of them, which is cool. Yeah.
You're keeping track of them all there. Sydney's got you squared away there. She's running a tight ship on that merch tent. So shout out to Sydney Keppel.
Shout out to Sydney Keppel.
Yep.
Big shout out to Sid.
Oh, Bernie Neighbors is back.
He is back.
We got Red Pants Bernie back in the booth here.
That's how I roll.
Meanwhile, it is 2-2 here. We were just talking a little bit about bags before that, talking about the roads, or how impressed we were to see these two players here. Talking about Tanner Halbert, someone that we almost kind of expected to be here, Bernie.
Yeah.
But one that Cameron Presley, this was a big win. I think the biggest win that we have to look at here has to be Cameron Presley in the first round. second round, he takes down the #1 player in the world, Mark Richards, 11-4.
Wow.
To advance. And so now he then beat Hasib Habibon, and now looking at Tanner Halbert here in this game. Tanner Halbert beats Jacob Trzynski 29-2 in the last game. Noah Almanza 18-5 before that. So Halbert certainly having an impressive run here in bracket play.
Interesting, going back to Mark Richards, who has qualified in doubles without his regular partner, with Ryan Smith, seems to have a mental block in singles in the shootout series.
Yeah, I don't know what
that's
it is.
just a bizarre thing.
Yep. We do have our second play-in game that will be next after this. The winner of this game will take on the broadcast. Will take on the winner of Eric Davis and Frank Maudlin.
Wow, there's
So
a North
those
Carolina battle for you.
Absolutely. So, all right, Tanner Halbert 4-2 here in round number 5. A lot of bags going in the hole here.
Yep.
And in for the double 4-bagger wash.
You know what? I've got a question for Will. Will, when you and your friends watch, do you prefer, as just kind of average
Ooh,
sports
this is a great
fans,
question.
do you prefer to watch a game that's kind of hole for hole where they throw every bag in the hole, or do you like to watch the strategy side, a blocker, the board gets a little muddied up, and then someone has to hit a big shot to score points? Do you prefer that, or do you like to just watch them throw 28 bags in a row?
As entertaining as an airmail challenge or
Yeah.
battle is, definitely being able to see the strategy side of it and how they can manipulate the board and manipulate the bags and come back and pick up a bag, stuff like that. That's, to me at least, I think is very entertaining, and I think you learn a little bit more about the game watching them do that as opposed to
Just in the hole every time?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason Bernie asked that question to you, Will, is because you kind of come in with a new perspective, right? And one of the things that we debate, wow, big shot to get all those bags by Tanner Halbert. We'll get that replay here in a second. Yeah, let's look at that one again. Watch this big push here by Tanner Halbert to get everything. He goes hard, low line drive, and they all just collapse on
what a
himself
shot.
with a fist bump.
So good.
Well, kind of the reason we asked that, Will, is because when we look, when we have conversations, Jeff McCarriger, broadcast partner, he always says one of the things that he always got most impressed by is when, like, if I'm in my backyard, I may get lucky and throw a roll shot. I may get lucky and throw an airmail. But one thing I know that I can't do as an amateur player is throw 28 bags in the hole in a row.
Right.
I know
Right.
I can't do that. So there's sometimes he says that, he finds that almost more entertaining. And I know the reason that Bernie asks is because there's kind of a long debate of some people think it's boring to see 28 bags in the hole just in a row. And it's just bag after bag after bag seeing the same thing. But it's all about a difference in perspective.
What a great backside airmail. But, to me, like Anthony Ione had a great comment. We had him on Borderline, shameless plug for Borderline. But he was talking about when he watches a game, he's bored. He almost falls asleep watching hole after hole after hole. And he said as soon as he sees a block on the board, he wakes up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just difference in perspective. Now, meanwhile, we have a big opportunity here. Cameron Presley can actually take the lead in this airmail.
Oh, Will, there it was. That was your going up moment.
I know.
Will has wanted to say going up since he started his internship here this
I'd
summer.
left it alone for you, too. I was waiting for
I know it was there, and I just.
Yep. I deserve that boo, he says. All right, so we have Cameron Presley now up 5-4 in round number 8.
Wow.
Man, I feel like this game just started.
Flying by.
5-4, but it's just because so many bags have been in the hole with so many washes or 1-2 point rounds. It's been a really tight contest here. Cameron Presley. Next shot. Beautiful replacement.
Yes.
Going to make this a tough push through for Tanner Halbert. But yet again, he showed he did it one time earlier. He does it again there. Four-bagger by Presley. Can Halbert answer? He can.
Starting to get to the tension rounds.
It is. And you know what? Cameron Presley would, he may not have that mindset, but he's certainly the underdog in this game, right?
Absolutely.
100% the underdog. But the closer this game is, the later it gets, it 100% is going to favor Presley, I think, because there's just additional pressure. Now, whether or not he feels the same way.
Right.
I mean, he might tense up a little bit and think, oh, man, I got an opportunity here. That remains to be seen. But anytime you're an underdog that can take the favorite to the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in a tie game, you got to love that position.
Just, the other side of that coin is Tanner Halbert has been in this situation many more times.
Yep, many more times.
But up to this point, Cameron's dialed in. All right, I'm gonna let Tanner finish, and I'm gonna tell you what I saw, Trey.
All right, here's the.
Oh wow!
Tanner's upset.
Well, that was the reason I was waiting was to see how Tanner answered that. But I saw Cameron take a deep breath and kind of swallow before that last bag, as if he was feeling that tension. You could see it in him. But then, let's face it, gets let off the hook by a player that that's just a loose bag. That is an unforced error from Tanner Halbert.
Unforced error. And I think maybe he was trying to hit the right side of the hole, but I didn't think he was going to grab Presley's bag with a slide shot anyway.
Right.
And sometimes that mistake right there can give your opponent extra motivation, right? Now Cameron, if he was feeling any pressure, may not feel that same level of pressure because he feels like he got let off the hook even when he did make a mistake.
Right.
This is going to get interesting. Only 3 rounds remaining. Cameron Presley got an opportunity to take down a top 10 player here. He's already took down the #1 player. He take down another one in a play-in game, and what an impressive shot there by Cameron Presley. He follows, Halbert follows it up with a beautiful collect. But watch this one again by Presley. It's a little bit of a cut here. It's going right to left on the board, and he sneaks in without taking Halbert's.
That's so close to jumping over the backside of the hole.
So close, but perfect speed. Now he holds a 2-point lead with 2 rounds remaining. The mentality for Presley, you throw these next 8 bags in the hole, you win. There's 1. You got 7 more to put in the hole, and you are on a broadcast.
So, Trey, question for you. You just said 8 more bags in the hole and he wins. Is he just trying to get it in the hole at this point, or is he still
100%
with the lead?
There's no way you want to dirty up this board at all. Like even that, although I like his position, I don't think he really likes that. And another incredible push
ridiculous
by Tanner Halbert. Now Presley still may be in a good position. I think he is. Now will Halbert clean it all up with a push for a wash, or will he get super aggressive and go for an airmail to maybe only drag his to tie up the game?
He was looking at the board to see if he had room.
You know what? I like the airmail, Bernie, because I think if you push it all, there's a chance you may not get your other bag. You're going to concede points anyway. So I kind of like the opportunity to tie up this game and get first bag in the last round. But
he's going to take a timeout.
I do like the timeout here, Bernie. Yeah. I love the timeout here. We'll take a look. You can see it there on your screen, a full shot of the board.
Look at that look. Look at that. Look at how good that looks on the screen, by the way. The folks at home can't quite see it, but the video boards here inside the RP Funding Center giving us a great look. I think he's going up. By the way, I'm setting this one up for Will Cotton if he goes up. This is completely set up for Will.
Well, Will's got to identify if he's going anywhere. I don't know what he's going to do.
Right? He's going to...
Big shot, biggest of the game.
Going up.
Oh, well. And
got it.
All things considered.
I don't know if that
was that.
I think he pulled the string on the airmail because he didn't want to go on he didn't want it off the board.
Here's a replay of the first shot to get everything. I think was the more impressive shot here. was almost a bar of soap in there. He actually pushed that bag to the back of the hole. His went in before Presley's fell. Now, it ended up falling anyway, so it's tough to call that. But this is...
last and final round.
This is it. And here's the nerves right here. A 4-bagger wins it here for Cameron Presley, and the first bag is in. Now, will Halbert put up a block here? I think he maybe tried to. He did. He was frustrated that bag actually went in the hole, trying to set a block here. 2 more bags in the hole, and Cameron Presley's going to win it. There's a block that's mostly in Halbert's lane.
Yeah. And that's what he wanted, but now he's got to find a way to get that bag.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what happens with Presley's last bag. Here comes an airmail here by Tanner Halbert. He's going up, and he's in. And now what does Presley do? Do you get aggressive trying to go around the bags? If you go around the bags and in, you're going to win the game. If you just lay up on the board, Halbert has an airmail opportunity to tie. But if you step out and go off the board, then it becomes an airmail to win for Tanner Halbert. So much to consider on one shot here for Cameron Presley.
No pressure.
You could argue could be the biggest bag of Presley's career. What's he going to do? He tries to get around it. He cannot. And now this is an airmail to send this game to overtime for Tanner Halbert.
Going up.
And it's off the board, and Cameron Presley is going to get the win and advance to the semifinals here at Pro Shootout number 6 of men's singles. You will see him tonight on the CBS Sports Network at 6 p.m. Eastern. What a gutsy performance by Cameron Presley.
Wow. That means it's impressive is the only word I can think of, because you are playing a top 10 player, one of the best players on the planet, and you're able to just out-duel him. Whew, man.
Did you like that game, Will?
That was a good game. That was one of the best games yet.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We got more men's singles action. I believe next up will be Frank Maudlin versus Eric Davis. If you know cornhole, you know these two. Eric Davis stepping up to the board. He's ready. Hope you're ready too. We'll be back in a minute. All right, cornhole fans everywhere across the country, you see a look there at the broadcast court for the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. You see it there. Cameron Presley will be there. He just takes down Tanner Halbert in the first men's singles quarterfinal that we show this afternoon. We got another one for you here. Trey Ryder, Ernie Neighbors, and Will Cotton bringing you all the action this morning. Yes, Will Cotton. He loved that last game. We'll see if he... And you guys were saying during the break, You were shocked that Tanner Halbert missed that last
I was. I had already. He had already made it in my mind.
Right. I wasn't even entertaining the idea that he wouldn't make it.
Wasn't even entertaining the idea that he wasn't going to make it.
So from 30 feet away, basically, he's maybe half an inch off because it hit the hole, and just kind of bounded off and around. If he's a half inch, maybe inch to the right, he makes it. Yeah. That just shows you the level. That. It really is a game of inches and less for these guys and girls. Kind of a battle of North Carolina coming our way. Players from the Carolinas region. Frank Maudlin, been around forever, and he's one of those players that it seems like the last couple of seasons we go through, we talk about some of the new players that are in the ACL Pro Division. We talk about players to watch throughout the year. It seems like we never talk about Frank Maudlin. And what does Frank do?
Yeah, Frank just shows up.
Yeah. He's gone through all kinds of health issues and still finds his way back. You know what? Can I talk about this, Trey? A lot of people out there in cornhole land, if you will, don't like that some of the players step across the line. Now, granted, they do release the bag before that foot comes down, so it is a legal throw. I argue from an athletic perspective, that is tougher to control. There's more moving parts. You're not generating near the same speed with your arm, with your body moving like that. You're really not.
Yeah.
And so to me, it seems harder to control, and it's almost a negative, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly argue that. Here's my devil's advocate to that, though, is that my counterpoint is that, well, what's the difference between that and someone taking a natural step?
I don't think there is one. I just
okay. So no, I totally get what you're saying. Then the natural step, you say there's too much motion involved in that one.
Look, obviously a Matt Guy's been doing that forever and has learned how to make it work. But when you look at some of the other players that have, like a Josh Holland, for example, where it's a metronome, right? It's straight back, straight through, not a lot of moving parts, and it's money, right? It just looks like my brain just stopped.
Frank?
Renner.
Cheyenne?
God, what is wrong? Cheyenne Renner, another player with just a metronome-like release. I just think that's easier to control. Now, these are professionals. They've been playing the way they've been playing for years, so they've honed it in. They've got it the exact release point at the same time, at the same place every time.
On. Watch this bar soap. Watch this. I bet.
He's thinking about it.
You're Eric Davis. You have to throw the bar soap here. Oh, and he got it. Oh, I love it. I love when I call it.
Man.
That was money. Watch this again. Bar soap trying to get that bag by Frank Maudlin on the back side of the hole while you go in. So watch. He goes hard up the center, throws Frank's bag to the backside, and goes in. Oh, man.
All that for a wash.
That was pretty.
If you love cornhole, could you not? How could you possibly not like watching Eric Davis play?
He is the shot maker, man. He just hits everything.
I'll ask you straight out, like, who's more entertaining to watch? Is there someone?
I would put Wooten in that category.
Yeah,
Wooten, absolutely. Yep, that's another great
Devin
one.
Harbaugh's in that category.
Tony Smith?
Tony Smith's in that category for sure.
Is there someone more flashy, entertaining? I'll put it this way. In just the year and a half, I have cut more highlight reels of Eric Davis than any other player.
You know who Eric Davis is? I'm going to make an old school basketball analogy for you. He's Dominique Wilkins. Human highlight reel.
Yeah.
Hasn't won a lot.
Yeah.
But find me a more entertaining player.
No, you can't. There's no one that consistently makes that level of shots. Surprisingly, he's not. I wouldn't classify them as a dirty style player, but Jamie Graham also has a lot of highlight reels because he makes some really timely shots. Whether it's his push shots, sometimes he's got this new roll.
Yeah.
Man, crazy.
Yeah, Jamie has an ability. He's an all court player. He can play any style you want to play and play it at an elite level.
Another thing I've noticed about Jamie is he's very methodical. You're not going to speed him up or get him
No,
out.
No.
You are not speeding him up.
There's no speeding him up.
Frank Maudlin now taking a look and see what he can do on this next bag. Eric Davis throws his bag off the back. He's got a 5-point round at the moment. Looks like Frank Maudlin's got a 7-point round, so he's got 2 points on the board, would give him 3. Maudlin trying to decide.
Is he going up here?
I think I got it wrong last time.
No, you had it right.
Nope, he's going to go with a slide. He tries to get around. I think that was the safe conservative option to take your 3 points and take the lead. I actually like that decision by Frank Maudlin.
I do too, but we are talking about one of the great airmailers in cornhole history, right?
But my only thing is, if you airmail that bag, Eric Davis's bag has kind of got a little bit overlap in the hole. Then if you go in the airmail and you drag it with you, there was no point to airmail in the first place.
I'm with you. I smell what you're stepping in.
Some other people jumping in. James Baldwin, when his airmail is on, is fun to watch. Jacob Drzezinski becoming a fun one to watch. I would agree.
Absolutely.
I would agree with both of those. Absolutely.
And Drzezinski's almost as fun to watch because of what you get outside of the he's so animated when he plays.
Right. I mean, imagine kind of an Eric Davis style, but imagine if every time Eric hit one of those shots, he's
going nuts.
He's going nuts, right?
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Davis, it's not his personality that everybody's tuning into. It's just his pure ability. And Drzezinski can certainly show flashes of doing just that. So I love that pick.
Are those bags? Yeah, I don't think anything's going. Do you, Trey, unless he hits it?
Well, Eric Davis is known for this really, really high airmail. So we'll see if he does that or if he tries this little...
It's like he's stepping around.
Or he tries your roll cut. He tries your little rut there, Bernie.
Oh, that's so close. It's unlucky, really.
Yeah, I got
a little trampoline.
A little bit of a trampoline action.
By
Someone
the way,
says Alex Hicks is fun to watch.
Yes,
you know what? Alex
absolutely.
Hicks is fun to watch, too. He's got that little dirty style, but I think him being 12 or 13 years old now it certainly contributes to the entertainment value of watching him. Absolutely. Trevor Brooks. The Gore boys.
Oh, the Gores.
The Gores are fun again.
The Twin Terrors.
Yep, they're certainly fun to watch as well for their own energy that they bring. Again, a lot of these are overlapping, right? There's almost
exactly.
So either someone has a signature or someone brings energy. That's kind of seems to be the two common themes for people's favorite player to watch. For similar reason, I love watching Philip Hayden and Damon Dennis. I really do.
Right?
It's a different type of energy. Oh, look at that roll.
That's that bag that you talked about on the Bracket Reveal show from Frank Maudlin.
He's developed this now. Will this be another bar of soap here? Will it be a hard push? He's going for it. Oh, and he almost gets it.
So mad.
Yep, he is so mad at it because that bag hit the back of the hole and then fell in instead of going off the back of the board.
Frank has a chance to kind of take command of this match right here.
He does. Up 2, bag off the board. He went for it again, which I found interesting. See, that time, Bernie, I would have liked the airmail.
Yeah.
That was really conservative for Frank Maudlin. I can't believe you like the airmail, Mr. Conservative.
I think there's a time to... I don't think he's chasing points there if he goes for that airmail.
Well, in a way, is that... I almost said, is that a bar or so? Because he did technically take a bag sitting in front of the hole and throw it all the way off the back, but that's certainly not the type of bar of soap that you want to see.
Right.
But either way, Frank Maudlin up 7-2 here in round number 6. Who's got cooler shoes than Noah Almanza? Now that's true.
Wow, that's a big call there.
Yeah, the climbing slippers that he's got on now. Those are absolutely... Jay Dotson.
I loved J. Dot's still one of my favorite players. Yeah. Wow, Eric, that bag.
Someone just saying Sam Finley. I like that too. I mean,
interesting. I like it.
Sam Finley. Okay, so yeah, Eric Davis. He is throwing fire bags, obviously, but I honestly cannot tell.
Oh, here's an opportunity if he can make some stuff happen here.
You know what I'd like here, Bernie? I actually think I like a roll drag.
Yes.
You could just push everything in, but I think I like a roll drag better.
There it is.
Oh, and he tried to get over and he takes it in. But I love the idea.
Yeah.
That was the perfect shot in that situation. If you know you can hit the roll, to do that, because you might have rolled over that bag, only taking yours and not taking Frank's at the same time.
Technical question for you.
Yep.
Now that we have roll bags and you see the back loading and the side loading of bags, do we get to a point where resin inside the bag gets manufactured in a way that if you do backload, side load the bags, it's even more effective. Do we get to that point?
I don't know. I mean,
that's a thought out there for you resin makers, by the way.
Or even a technology where the resin gets sectioned, like it stays in a certain section. It's sewn weird or something. I don't know. I mean, that becomes a really expensive bag to make at that point. That becomes a $200 bag you're buying there. But who knows? I mean, anything's possible. I didn't think we'd get to the bag technology we are now, but sure enough, we're here.
Frank's little cover bag. What would you call that bag that he's throwing now? Where he's just covering up the other bags?
It's more of a flop.
Yeah.
We started calling it a flop. What a shot by Eric Davis. We'll take a look at that one again here in a second. But the rollback started with a flop, which was people just kind of rolling on top of another person's bag, and Frank is really more of adopting that style. Oh, I love Eric Davis just trying to blow this up here. I know the safe option is to go the roll here, but I really think Eric Davis tries to really come in hard, blow up this pile, and have both his bags go in.
Right.
If there's anybody can hit that can hit this type of shot, it's Eric Davis. We'll take a look at the shot there.
This is actually the kind of moment, if you like watching Eric Davis play, you really love a moment like this.
Yes, because everybody in the building is trying to get into his head. What is he going to do?
Oh,
he went for it.
Interesting. I thought that was going to be a different choice.
I did too. But if there's any positive out of this is I don't think you left Frank Maudlin with much.
Right.
I think Frank pretty much has to lay up here and lick his wounds.
Frank taking a look at the monitor, the giant screen behind us, giving an aerial view of the hole.
Because, I mean, you could maybe try to take your two and Eric Davis's bag, but I think the risk you run is your bag gets kicked off to the left.
Right.
He may just lay up here. I'm not sure. Oh, and okay,
wow.
So yeah, that's exactly what happened. He knocked two in, which I guess now that I think about it is really no different than laying up on the board.
By the way, tie bag game.
Yeah, tie bag game here. 7-7 heading into round number 8.
All right, round number 8, 7-7. Who do you like? Pressure, both of you.
I think I like Maudlin. I think he's just going to be. He'll find a way to kind of. I worry about Davis late in this game, maybe trying something a little too fancy, but I'm not sure. I could go either way.
Right. All right, Will. Same question.
I'm going to go with Eric Davis.
There you go.
All right, he's going Davis. Who you got, Bernie?
I like your thought process, Trey, with Frank. He's not going to do something where he outplays himself. Does that make any sense?
Yep, he's going to put bags in the hole. He's not going to really try. I mean, Eric Davis is the definition of trying something fancy, right?
Yeah.
Now he's going to throw a 10 there. Frank Maudlin got an opportunity to score 2, go in for a 2-point lead, and he goes off the back.
Absolute jinx again. I will jinx someone in a second, but still got a few rounds left. So.
Yep, round number 9 here. 4 rounds remaining. People still dropping their favorite players to watch. Jordan Power, Ryan Windsor, Jay Rubin. Love those.
Yep.
Dylan Turpin, fun to watch. Doesn't get the credit he deserves. Certainly Dylan Turpin, one of those players that almost lives under the radar. And, to an extent that obviously he probably likes to would rather live in the spotlight, but in another way it's kind of gives him the ability to fly under the radar more so. I mean, the more Dylan Turpin delivers and plays at a high level, that luxury won't always be there.
And talking about entertainment value from just, the theatrics on the board, you put him and Ricky G together as a doubles team. When they get rolling, it's loud.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to watch. So we got a nice double 4-bagger wash there by Maudlin and Davis, 2 players that have probably played each other 100 times, maybe more. I mean, these two from the Carolina Conference, both traveling all the way here to Florida from North Carolina, both from the same region. I mean, I'm telling you, they are familiar with the play style of each player. That first bag a little bit left.
Eric's been been very upset with his placement with his first bag the last few rounds.
And more on this side, I think.
Yeah.
And he's missed now 2 straight rounds on this side of the board. Has missed a bag to the right-hand side. He's going to go after and collect it. He's got to be careful. He does get it to go.
That's the issue. Yep.
but a 4-bagger here would concede the lead, give Frank Maudlin a 1-point lead going into the second to last round.
Oh, my word. Look at that. He's setting up a 4 spot for Frank. He gave him uprights to go through.
Frank Maudlin in for a 3-point lead, and he's in.
Wow.
Frank Maudlin up 11-8.
And to be honest, wouldn't you say this is kind of why we chose Frank when I put us both on the spot? I just felt like consistency. Frank's not going to make a big mistake.
Yep, and certainly we got 2 rounds remaining. 11-8.
Even though he did throw one off the board 2 rounds ago, so let's see if Eric can get that from Frank again.
If there's any upside here is that Eric Davis is good at putting himself in a situation to make his opponents uncomfortable.
Yes.
And that's a good start. And now you really like this setup situation for Eric Davis because you got a sliver of a lane here, whereas Maudlin's is completely taken away, and it's your bag that is sitting.
Short. He didn't like that bag at all.
I still think you have the ability to push that bag. Maybe Maudlin decides to lay up behind this, but
Right.
I still don't hate the layout of the board right now for Eric Davis.
I could just when he let go, he just wasn't happy with it.
So now what does Davis do? He's going back in the center, which tells me he's probably going for either just a traditional roll or he's going to take a second timeout. Again, I like this move.
Take a look.
Take a look at this layout of the board here. This one's...
He has hole control, that's for sure.
Taking one last look at it.
How about Frank taking a look at the back of that hole right there? Did you see that?
Yeah. Wanted to get a little sneak peek, you know.
Yeah.
He's in a way he's almost getting a free timeout too, because
Absolutely.
it's unlikely that Davis gets another one of his bags closer to the hole, so he's going to get a similar hole layout for his shot.
Right.
Will Frank Maudlin. So big shot from Eric Davis, second to last round. He's going hard. Ooh, and he went to try to clip it. I actually don't hate that, but I may have thought he may have hit it a little too hard.
Imagine trying to hit an airmail where it never gets above 3 feet off the ground.
Right, that's what we saw right there from Eric Davis.
That's crazy.
Frank Maudlin, big shot here. I think he may just lay up. Yeah, he's going to try to roll, and he's fine with that. Right now, he's sitting at a 6-point round to Eric Davis's 2, showing +4. Eric Davis got to make something happen here, even if it's just getting in for giving up a point. Oh, my goodness, it doesn't fall.
Wow.
Let's take a look at this again. He went for the low line drive airmail to see if he could clip that bag closer.
Do you know how good you have to be to pull that off? I mean, that's an airmail that never gets above 3 feet, and it's going down the whole time.
Unbelievable. If he was able to do that the first time and then that time, I think it would have gone. But the timing just didn't work, and now he's got to find a way to score 4 points against Frank Maudlin in this final round, and Maudlin goes in with his first bag.
There's the high block. He's apoplectic right now.
He threw that bag a mile in the air. Okay, maybe gives you a little bit of a hope for a bully bag. I think we may expect Davis to go a hard cut right to left to maybe knock that bag out of play. I'm
trying again. Yeah, there it is. That's what he wanted with the first bag.
The only problem is, I think because you're down 4, you're going to need to find a way to get that bag in.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has the angle on that push.
Well, if anyone can, but it all depends on what Frank does here. I like Frank kind of almost sitting on top of that bag.
Yeah, I think you throw your little roll cut, Bernie. Throw your little rut.
A little rut. Oh, he's going to go through it. Interesting.
Ooh, I didn't like that decision. You helped Eric Davis there. You got his bag closer to the hole.
And a bag that you can kind of bounce off of. Going to roll over. It's just not, he didn't like it again.
He doesn't like it, but again, I don't think you're out of it because Frank Maudlin is going to lay up here. And Eric Davis, although it's going to be outrageously difficult, is going to have an opportunity to push all these bags in, assuming Frank Maudlin just lays up on this board. Frank Maudlin's now going to take his timeout. Again, I like the decision to take a timeout there.
There you can see the hole about 80% open. Frank with hole control, but Eric's 2 bags in a precarious position for Frank.
So Trey, what is he looking at right now? What's his thought process?
The only thing I'm thinking is he's looking at trying to see exactly if he can maybe bump his bag and get it to fall. I mean, but the problem, whatever happens with this bag in your hand, it needs to be in the center of the board.
Yeah.
That is the #1 priority because you need to take away a possible game-saving push by Eric Davis. You need to take that away. I don't care what you do with this bag, but keep it in the center of the board. And that's what I'm worried about because now Eric Davis has an opportunity to push all of these bags in. Is that bag still moving?
It looked like it was for a second.
Okay, it looks like it may have stopped here. But Eric Davis, plain and simple, he has an opportunity. He's got to take all of his bags, all of those yellow bags on the board, and the bag in his hand have to go in to tie this game.
No big deal. Oh my God! Are you kidding me with that shot? Are you joking?
That might be one of the best shots
I've ever
seen in a very long time.
Look, when you're looking around and you see every professional standing around, mouth agape at that shot, they can't believe it.
And we are officially in overtime. Wow. Unbelievable Eric Davis. And now this is sudden death. Whoever scores in this round wins the game. First bag is in.
By the way, that's why people love watching Eric Davis.
And now with the bag on the left-hand side, a 4-bagger will win this game from Eric Davis in one of the most improbable comebacks you will ever see. Another bag in. And it's short. I like that by Frank Maudlin. He's got to start manufacturing something. Will we see a roll?
I still can't get over that bag.
And he just cuts around it. There's your rut, Bernie.
There it is.
Frank Maudlin in desperation mode right now. And again, this bag is for the win, regardless of what Frank does. In for the win for Eric Davis. And talk about one of the greatest and clutch shots you will ever see.
Unbelievable.
To get to that final, I mean, just absolutely absurd. I am going to pull it up here again.
We have to see that again.
We have to watch this one more time. Here is your instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, of this shot got Eric Davis into that final. Watch it again. Absolutely disgusting.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
That is probably the most. Well, you know what? Will wins. Will win against both of us.
Yes.
How'd you like that one, Will? Was that a good shot to win?
That was all right.
That was all right. All right, we're going to take one more break, but when we return, I don't know if we can follow that up, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to try here at ACL Pro Shootout number 6 here in Lakeland. All right, shot there of Eric Davis leaving the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to take a little bit of a break. That is a well-earned break that he gets right there. I mean, talk about, I thought Frank Maudlin had that game in the bag.
Yeah.
In the bag.
Yeah.
And just Eric Davis says, nah. Not so fast.
And that's literally why people, whenever he plays, will find a way around his boards, because you never know when a shot like that's coming.
I mean, just absolutely. I mean, the comment section, people, you guys are just going bananas in here. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, it's just I can't even explain that. I mean, if I see that on a broadcast, my head might explode.
Right.
I mean, just unbelievable by Eric Davis, and we'll see more of it later.
Hopefully we get a shot like that on CBS.
Yep. We got him going to be taking. Something tells me we're not going to see that shot on CBS.
Probably not.
Either way, we now have a semifinal set. So we'll have Cameron Presley taking on Eric Davis. Again, two players from North Carolina. Carolina Conference coming in strong here in Lakeland, Florida. They'll be on the broadcast. We jump over to the right side of the bracket. We have another play-in game here. Austin Slowbomb taking on Noah Wooten. So Will Cotton said one of his favorite players to watch is Noah Wooten. He's going to get a chance to see him right here. Will, what are you looking for in this game to watch one of your favorites?
It'll be a good game. He's definitely, I feel like I'm not alone in him being one of my favorite players. I feel like he's kind of a fan favorite. So it should be a good one.
They don't call him the best color man in the business, folks. He's actually one of my favorite players too. You know what gets me about Noah, to your point, Will? When Noah Wooten is feeling himself, when he's really confident, he can hit all those same kinds of shots that we saw from Eric Davis.
Right.
He just has a tendency to get a little down on himself.
Yep.
I mean, look at the name he has on his pro jersey, Big Shank. I'm not really sure why he calls himself that.
Yeah, he calls himself Big Shank. That's what's on the front of his jersey. I mean,
because he has a tendency to be a little down on himself. I think that's just more to seem as if you're not cocky. Look, Noah Wooten knows when he's playing well, he can beat anyone, anywhere.
Right.
And I like when he's feeling that way instead of the guy that kind of gets down on himself after a couple of bad shots.
This has been roll after roll after roll. Both things coming up short here. So Noah Wooten going to change his mind, try to get around it, and he does.
Point proven.
What a shot there by Noah Wooten. Hey, have we been spoiled with some shot makers in these last two games? I mean, my goodness. Watch this one again. Here's your cut roll, Bernie.
There it is, the rut, baby.
Just unbelievable shot there by Noah Wooten.
Austin Slowbomb, another player coming out of the college ranks.
3-0 lead here by Noah Wooten now. Yes, out of the college program. Former national college champion. Competed in it for a couple years.
Yep.
Won that thriller.
Yes.
Remember that overtime thriller for, what was it, UVA Wise, I believe was the school.
Yep. Who did they beat?
They beat, I believe it was Mount Olive, was it not?
I believe it was.
I believe it was
Look
Mount
at you.
Olive.
You tell you what, Will, you can't get anything by this guy when it comes to cornhole trivia.
He knows his stuff.
You cannot.
I believe it was Mount Olive, and gosh, what was? I'm not going to remember the names, but it was one of the kids that transferred from NC State.
Right?
He played with his sister at NC State in the first national college championship.
And his sister actually hit the big shot that got all the replays. I cannot remember their names, and it's driving me crazy. I can actually see the shot.
The commish would be so mad that we forgot.
So upset.
Yeah, he's so upset right now. That's true. Someone making a good point. Man, in this game, so we just had Eric Davis. Then in the next game, this game, we have Noah Wooten. And the next game up, we got Berkeley Pear, another big shot maker. So this is turning into the bracket of the shot makers right now. So again, we were now on the other side of the bracket for this men's single elimination bracket. So you obviously have Austin Slowbomb, Noah Wooten right here. The winner will take on the winner of Matt Guy and Berkeley pair. So we will have Matt Guy versus Berkeley pair up next on this court. It'll be the last game of singles that we show. Then we'll take a break for an hour or two before we roll into the doubles brackets.
Speaking of Matt Guy, has anyone ever paid more of a price for being such a great player for so long? If you had another player that had the consistency level of deep runs as Matt Guy, but didn't have his history, we'd be talking about what an amazing year they're having.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's the number 4 ranked player in the country, right? Sometimes we talk about him struggling, and it's like, okay,
I guess
number 4 player in the country is struggling. I mean, I don't really understand that, but
right. But that's what I mean. Like and he finds a way, man. Because if you come out here and you watch Eric Davis, Matt Guy couldn't hit that shot that Eric Davis hit. He couldn't hit that shot. But he finds a way to beat players like that time and time again.
It was JoJo. JoJo was the kid.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, wow. Throwback.
What was his last
job,
name? What was his
Thorne.
last? No, Hunter. Nice work.
Hunter Thorne coming
through
with the big
clutch. Brat Pack in the house.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Austin Slowbomb struggling this round, going to give up some points. It's just a question of how many at this point. And no, Wooten, as soon as he let it go, said, come on. I mean, literally that bag could not have been 2-3 inches out of his hand before he said, come on.
I'm still loving the fact that Noah has just completely adopted the comfortable running shoe vibe. Gotten away from the slides.
He is wearing the running shoes now. Samantha Marie Guy jumping in said it's the hat tray. That's why he isn't the Matt Guy he should be. So a fellow guy not liking the Matt Guy hat. Not liking the hat.
Wow.
Called out by a family. I'm assuming a family member with the same last name. So love it. 8-2, no Wooten here in round number 6. Back a little bit to the left there, but still with a 6-point lead. Got to feel at least a little bit comfortable if you're no Wooten.
Yeah, I almost feel bad for these guys because everyone, at least in this area around this court, is still kind of coming down from that previous match.
Right. Everybody's still a little in shock about what Eric Davis just did. I mean,
how about Frank Maudlin? He's just got to be like, I can't believe I lost that.
Right. I mean, Frank Maudlin is thinking about where he's going to grab dinner before the broadcast so he can get ready in time, and then, boom, just slapped in the face. And you know what? I got to give even more credit, and this is going to be so underrated and undervalued. Bernie, how many times do we see it where someone does that? They go into overtime and they throw the first bag left and off the board, and the other person, you spent all that time making the comeback.
Right.
You force overtime, and then you shank one.
Could not agree more. Because it happens. It happens so often. Because think about the adrenaline running through his body to then just calm down and throw a straight slide.
Oh my gosh! Somebody said more like hat guy.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, Bernie doesn't like it. I gave you. Cody Kickline says more like hat guy instead of Matt guy. I gave you the laugh. Bernie gave you the boo.
That was tough. Dad jokes are real.
6-8. Slowbomb trying to climb his way back into this big collect there by Wooten.
I love when the players throw the same color bags.
You love that? That makes you happy?
It's a little different, I guess. Noah's a darker shade of gray.
Noah Wooten going to get back on the board, make it a 10-6 game going into round number 8. 5 rounds remain. Noah Wooten trying to hang on to this.
So at this point, anytime a player gets this kind of a 4-point lead, you get into the last few rounds. You were asking the question earlier, Will, about just throw it in the hole at this point. They have to chase you. Make them chase you. Just throw just throw it in the hole. You don't need to set blocks. You don't need to kind of play around. Just make them chase you.
Right.
Make them do all the hard work.
So how early does that strategy kind of shift? Is it as soon as you get the lead? If it's round 2, round 3, or are you still playing your game up until?
I would think it's second half of the second half. So around 8, I think, if you're in this, where you're not outside of, if you're outside of 8 points, obviously you're doing it as fast as you can.
Right.
But what do you think, Trey?
Yeah, I would say
the last quarter of the game.
Yeah.
You're just trying to fill it up.
I mean, there's also strategy of leading and being behind, right? I mean, right now, the thing is, it also depends on how close you are, right? If it's 10-8, I don't think strategy ever changes.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, because a 10-8 game or a 10-9 game is a single bag miss, right?
Right.
You can almost say to yourself, look, if I get into the last round and I'm down by 2 points, maybe I don't even try to block at all. I just see if I can 4-bag it, and I'm going to bank on the fact that I don't think my opponent can 4-bag it.
Right. Both players a little off here. Noah obviously can still get that bag. Austin's just got one that's just done.
No, Wooten, maybe try a little bit of a cut bag here to collect. He went hard at it. He got it to move a little bit.
A little. It's going to need more help. Going after it again. That one. They make that look so simple. These little get-around bags, and most of the hole, 95% of that hole is open, but they make it look so simple.
So simple. And that's going to be another 10-point wash there. Makes it 10-8 still. But now we are into round number 10. A little bit of crunch time going on here. 3 rounds remain. No Wooten trying to hold on to this 2-point lead. Austin Slowbomb going to have first bag. Now the difference is you're not going to see a block out of Slowbomb intentionally. I mean, if it stops, it stops. But he's throwing slick side of a game changer. I mean, slick side game changers versus a sticky side of a contraband combat. We could not get a difference in play style as far as these 2 different bags go. One is extremely slick by Slowbomb. The other one, you see no Wooten. That bag, I actually want to watch it again. Let's see if it gets over his head. We'll see Slowbomb here. We'll see if this bag gets over Wooten's head.
Nope.
No, it doesn't. So
doesn't make it over his shoulders.
That's less than 6 feet off the ground. Wooten looks to be about 6'1" or so. So I mean, he's throwing that bag 5.5 feet off the ground, maybe.
There you go. It's. But what do you do? You know, at Austin Slowbomb, at some point you have to. You know, are you just challenging Noah to make every bag?
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Look. I don't think Austin Slowbomb wants to get in a dirty game battle with Noah.
Well, absolutely not.
Right? I think at this point, even though if you're down 2, if you told Austin Slowbomb, you could make it so everybody's just going to throw every bag in the hole and see if you can outscore No Wooten by 1 bag the rest of the game. I think he'd actually take those odds.
Sure.
That's the game that he's going to try to play.
Right.
And maybe that's the game that No Wooten tries to play. No Wooten in his head right now is saying, look, I got 7 bags left. If all 7 of these bags go in the hole, I win the game.
Yep. And of the 2, I mean, Noah can at times get a little loose.
Yeah, the one down.
Oh, there you go.
And that may do it, because I was just about to say the one downside that No Wooten may have is that because his bags are so sticky, what you just saw on that last bag by No Wooten, it hung up in the hole. Now,
he followed him. He can't believe it.
Yeah, being hung up in the hole is not that big of a deal when you have other bags coming behind you. But when you have no bag to clean up with, and it's that last bag of the round, it becomes that much more important to make sure you're right down the center with those super sticky bags. So
this is
right
a
here,
massive bag right here. And point proven.
Right there. That's what I was talking about, right? If that bag is any other bag in the round, it's going in, because there's going to be other bags that hit it. It can be maybe dragged with an airmail if you want it.
Right.
But when you throw such sticky bags, you have to be so good and precise to hit those slide shots when it matters. And now it comes down to who can 4-bag this round. Bag a little bit right, definitely collectible.
Yeah.
You're definitely not in panic mode at all right now if you're Wooten.
I feel like this bag is massive from Austin. He gets around. I was hoping he didn't get a little loose and it gets left and all of a sudden it's off the back.
Oh,
wow.
And that could be a game-losing bag by No Wooten. Austin Slowbomb just put 2 bags in and you win it. Don't leave it short of the hole.
Right.
I mean, go in. does on one there. Now, Wooten's got 2 bags left. I would expect him to actually block up the hole here. Maybe sit on top of his own bag or something like that. He doesn't actually want to go in here. Well, he collected it there, but I actually think I would have preferred sitting.
He didn't want to. He was trying,
Because now it's an open board slide shot to win the game here for Austin Slowbomb. In for the win.
For the win.
And he's in. And Austin Slowbomb books a ticket to the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. Wow.
Man.
It looked like no Wooten's game pretty much the whole way, but in that second to last round, he's able to tie it up and then win it in the last round. What a performance by Slowbomb.
Yeah, you know what? He was very steady. No major mistakes.
Yep.
Just very steady.
Yep, steady as you like. So Slowbomb's into the semifinals on the broadcast. We are looking for the last player to join him, and next up will be Matt Guy versus Berkeley pair. Talk about 2 contrasting styles again. We have that match coming up next. All right, ACL fans across the country, we had another great game in that last matchup. Austin Slowbomb takes down Noah Wooten to advance to the CBS Sports Network broadcast tonight at 6 p.m. here at ACL Pro Shootout. Number 6, Trey Ryder, Bernie Neighbors, and Will Cotton bringing all the action here. And we have our last quarterfinal here, guys. Last quarterfinal, and this one is between yet another pair of contrasting style players. We're going to have Matt Guy versus Berkeley pair, and this is going to be, I think, another battle.
Yeah, Berkeley pair, all-name team.
All-name team. All-name team. Is Will Cotton in the all-name team?
I mean, Will Cotton is definitely on the... Doesn't Will Cotton sound like the name of a guy that was really good in college football in the 1950s?
Yeah. Will Cotton sounds like the guy that commentates cornhole matches.
Right.
What was dodgeball? It was
Cotton something. Oh God,
Cotton.
Right, but was Cotton his first name or his last name?
His first name.
It was his first name.
Yeah. Cotton.
I
can't remember.
All right, somebody in the comments is going to tell us what was the name of the commentator Cotton from the movie Dodgeball. So once we get that, you'll get a shout out on the live feed if you give us that one. So I believe these are going down and back again. So these are another. I think so. They already go down and back twice. They did say they wanted to go twice. I don't know if this was twice.
I think they're still going. They're still getting a little practice in.
Yeah, the comment section will we got Hat Guy right here playing Cotton Weary. Jeffrey Shutt.
Cotton Weary.
Cotton
Nice.
Weary.
Thank
Good
you.
job, Jeffrey Shutt. That was what we were needing right there. So Will Cotton. Oh no, Cotton McKnight.
I think it's McKnight.
Is it? I can't.
Oh wait,
I'd
Justin
look it
Brown
up. I just
says
don't want
Cotton
to.
McKnight. We got controversy.
Uh-oh. Someone look
Tyler
it up.
Sizemore comes back and says Cotton McKnight as well. This is what. Just watched it last night, Cotton McKnight. Well, okay. Well,
I guess we could Google it. We just don't want to.
Chad Orton says, I just watched it last night. You got to believe me. So I believe you.
So, Trey, you said these are two different styles. What are we looking for from Hat Guy and Berkeley?
Yeah, so very contrasting styles. You're going to see Matt Guy. He's going to slide every single bag in the hole unless you put something in front of the hole, and then he's going to airmail over it.
And that's it.
That's the literal entire scope of Matt Guy's game. Berkeley Pear, on the other hand, I do not know how intentional he'll be about the blocks, but he's purposely going to have to have his slide shot sometimes end up short.
Right.
Meaning, if sometimes it'll be intentional and sometimes it may not, but he's throwing a much tackier bag than what Guy is throwing. He's going to end up in front of the hole, and then he's going to use the cut shot. He's going to use the roll shot. He's got to pair it with a really strong push that he has. You're going to see many different types of shots from Berkeley Pear. Matt Guy, you're getting two. Airmail, slide shot, that's it.
Old school versus new school, basically.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Cotton Weary was from Scream.
Oh, wow.
So Cotton McKnight is from
Dodgeball.
All right, so we got confirmation from the comments section. Like it.
Way to go, everybody. There we go. This
one's for everyone at home.
Ooh.
How will this round turn out?
I was worried about going after it. It's going to bounce off to the left. Just follow its spin.
Instead of Hat Guy, we could just call him Orange Shoes Guy.
The funny thing is, Trey and I went for it at the same time.
We both tried to push that button at the same time.
Hit it hard enough or fast enough.
Love it. Hat Guy.
Well, yeah.
I like Hat Guy.
Yeah.
Hat Guy.
What was the other one? Orange Shoes Guy?
Yeah.
So it's either a thunderstorm outside or something that weighs over 2,000 pounds just fell on the back of the arena.
I felt that same thing. Now, interesting. I think those. Now, I'm not as familiar with the type of local bags that Berkeley is throwing. I'll be 100% honest there. But my intuition says he's throwing slick side, actually. So he may have changed that strategy. So it may be that everything I just said about Berkeley Pear's play style, we can just kind of throw that out the window at this point.
Sorry,
I think.
I was just kidding.
Someone dissing Clemson in the comments. You like that?
Is.
No
Someone
way.
said prison inmate shoes from Clemson. That's a
like
terrible joke. Jason Allen, you've been blocked from commenting on the ACL live feed. Just blocked. Goat Guy. That's okay. I'm not going to give that a boo.
Yeah, we won't give that either.
That's Goat Guy's okay.
We'll let it go.
I'm not falling over laughing, but it makes sense. Local champions. Okay, so the champions are the type of bag. And again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know anything about what a local champion is. So someone maybe in the comments, if you know about the local champions, maybe a similar comparison bag, we'll talk about it. But I ain't know nothing. Hey, do we sell local champions there, Will, on the consignment bag list? You familiar with those?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've never heard that.
I feel bad for Will. Obviously, this is way off topic, but Will gets a lot of hazing from the setup crew.
Yeah,
they are ruthless.
It is not. They advise you to not haze people, and we just straight up haze Will Cotton. our
I got to earn my keep.
Yeah. If you're new, you're going to take it with the setup crew.
Beautiful replacement there as Matt Guy up 4-0. Again, winner will play Austin Slowbomb. Guy getting around. And now is this an opportunity? Okay, he is going, so it is slick side. He was throwing the whole game. So there's this roll that I've been talking about. It just doesn't,
short, yeah,
it doesn't quite climb the mountain. So everybody's saying they're almost identical to Neptunes, close to Vikings, very tacky. Someone's saying Wizards. So okay, they're kind of more of a carpet bag. Somewhere in between a Wizard or a Viking, it sounds like. So that definitely you're going for more of a tacky play style. Good split right up the middle there by Berkeley pair.
He's staying out. He's going to try to collect this last bag.
Oh, but Guy does a great job just to bully it a little bit out of the way. And he's in. Let's watch a replay of that that shot by Berkeley pair to split everything and go in. Although he didn't get points out of it, it was still a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Shot there by pair.
And a nice, thoughtful shot from Matt after that to make sure Berkeley could not collect that bag with his last bag.
Right. So Matt Guy, first bag here, up 4-0, looking to play Austin Slowbomb on that broadcast later.
So here you go, Will. Watch the bags in the air from these two players. Now, Matt Guy, obviously one of the most successful, if not the most successful player of all time in cornhole history. The bag kind of flutters. It doesn't have a high spin rate. You know, you wouldn't look at it and say, "Oh, wow, that's the bag," you know, of the GOAT, right?
Right.
But it works. He finds a way to make it work. And you watch Berkeley's, it's very heavy, huge spin rate, very flat.
Oh my gosh, that bag was stupid good by Matt Guy.
Matt able to get around that bag.
Does that qualify as awkward knuckles? It was more of like it's like a reach and then a point.
Yeah, a little bit.
If Wally's in the comments, I need an official ruling on was that awkward knuckles.
Well, let me ask you, Trey. I mean, Matt's kind of developed a little bit minute cut to his game to where he's able to get around bags. How is he able to do that? Because when you watch his bag in the air, you don't see a high spin rate. It's like I don't see how he's able to do it.
You know what? I honestly don't know if he's really developed a cut because it's more of just like when he needs to get around things, he's simply stepping out. So when he steps out, especially on this side, he just has changed his lane a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's really good at hitting that straight lane. I don't know if I've necessarily, like that one, even that's not, I wouldn't even call that a cut.
Yeah, because the spin's
direction.
helping it come around that bag.
But things just melt. Those bags, those incinerators, they're meant to be an all slide. They're meant to be some of these other really slick bags where they, like, again, melt into the hole.
Yeah. And it's interesting watching this match. You would, like, I don't know. I don't feel like Matt Guy's winning, but he's up 4-0.
Right.
And that's kind of what he does because he plays such a simplistic style, but it works.
Someone's saying it was not so awkward knuckles. That was, where is that? That was a good one. See what? Oh, I like this one. Fadeaway knuckles. I like fadeaway knuckles. You don't like fadeaway knuckles?
I mean, it's all right. I'm not gonna. I'll give you this.
Yeah, just a
quick boo.
Someone jumping in and said, "Really? There's a league for everything." Next, I'll watch professional cockroach racing. You know what? Yeah, first boo, and then second, people would bet on cockroach racing.
They absolutely would.
So, I don't know if that made the point you wanted it to, Richard Meekus.
Yeah. Thanks for chiming in, Richard.
Yeah, Matt, someone make a good point. Candace Addington said, Matt is just accurate where he lands, not really a cut. I think I would agree with that. He can just,
very good point.
If he places it where he needs it to, it almost doesn't need to if he can adjust his body position.
Absolutely.
So I like that analysis. All right, still 4-2, round number 8. Berkeley pair hanging around right now.
Yeah. It's just very simple. There's the first block. That's pretty deep.
If Matt Guy were to win this would be a...
Did Matt Guy just go in behind? Was that an attempt at a replacement bag?
I don't know if it was intended as a replacement. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think the reason he did what a roll right there. My goodness, by Berkeley Pear. I think the reason he did. Now this is, I would think, airmail.
No.
Wow. See, that is a tendency breaker.
That is.
That's a difference based on, I think, his results in the shootouts recently.
Absolutely.
I think that was an adjustment he just made.
And now he's got a chance to get 2.
I don't know what you like better. He may go airmail. He may go slide. I think both have a similar result. He did not like that.
The old Matthew call there.
He said F you, and he literally said.
Did he?
He said F.
Oh,
like,
okay. I almost sounded like he said Matthew there for a second.
Matthew.
Yeah. I think he yelled out Matthew.
Oh, he said Matthew?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, then I go with that. That's crazy.
Thanks for the backup there, Will Cotton.
Now I was saying if Matt Guy goes on to win this game, this would be a Carolina Conference versus Mid-South Conference Final Four. On one end, you'd have Cameron Presley versus Eric Davis. On the other side of the bracket, you'd have Austin Slowbomb versus Matt Guy.
How about that?
Mid-South versus Carolina Conference. Big collect there by
Slowbomb's in Mid-South?
Slowbomb, yep. He's in Tennessee and Kentucky.
Why did I think he was in Virginia? Because he went to school in Virginia?
Because he went to UVA. But UVA-wise, so
is over there on the west.
Yeah, I used to play against Slowbomb, actually, when I lived in Tennessee as a player. And where it was, it's the Tri-Cities area is as far northeast as you can get in Tennessee. So they have a lot of overlap there.
I gotcha. Meanwhile, a 4-4 game as we go into round number 10.
Matthew, everyone's new favorite swear. I like that. Matthew sounds a lot like FU. Could get away with that on a broadcast. Confuse the censors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, please don't tell our production team that. Well, you guys don't understand it. Well, if it's live, it's live. But when we have a recorded broadcast, if someone swears, the production team wants to murder that player because they literally have to re-record the broadcast. So they re-record the segment. So if the segment's like 30 minutes long, they literally have to press play and literally re-record it in the truck, and they just are not happy people.
Massive moment right here for Berkeley.
Huge shot in round number 10. He gets that bag closer, and now what does Guy do? Guy would almost have preferred if Pear had collected it on that particular shot. He goes in, but I think this bag is as good as in for Berkeley Pear.
Oh, it's unlucky. He went after it.
I didn't think he needed to.
I think a slide would have worked there, right? And but Matt lets him off the hook. All of a sudden, 6-4 Berkeley Pear. Wow, that was interesting.
6-4 Berkeley Pear. 2 rounds remaining. Again, here's this mentality: 8 bags in, you win.
Yep.
For Berkeley Pear. Someone asking for the stats. Let me pull those up right quick.
Right quick.
You like that?
I did like that.
6-4 Berkeley Pear throwing a 10.8 with 40% four-baggers. Matt Guy throwing a 10.6 with 50% four-baggers. Certainly a high
level. Yep.
High level from both players right now.
We've really lucked out with these games have been so competitive.
Absolutely.
It's the Will Cotton effect.
The Will Cotton effect.
You want to do the CBS broadcast tonight, Will?
Yeah, all you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll just rotate positions. You and Bernie do the broadcast. Jeff will MC and I'll DJ.
That'll be awesome.
No, I'll Swiffer.
Yes.
I will Swiffer.
Oh, he went for it. Didn't get it. Another 2 for Berkeley Pear. Wow. Going into round number 12 with a 4-point lead on Matt Guy.
Wow.
Big moment for Berkeley Pear.
And this first bag is going to be monumental. Monumental right here. So much pressure if this bag goes left or right. If it goes in, so much confidence, and it's essentially in.
Yeah, it's going in.
That is going in. Great start by Berkeley Pear. Matt Guy trying to follow it up, and he lays the block. That's the only time you're really going to see an intentional block, but it may be too far short because Pear's going to try an roll.
Yep.
Now, Guy may actually choose to leave that there and go airmail first.
Yep.
but he is off the back, and that may, well, probably will do it. Pair rolls it right in. Guy hits the airmail, but maybe too little, too late. Right now it's 7 for Pair. There's not really anything. You just can't really throw this one off the board.
Right.
You got to keep this on the board. And he does just that, sits in front, and Berkeley Pair wins it and advances. He will go on to play Austin Slowbomb in the semifinals of men's singles here at ACL Pro Shootout number 2. A strong performance by Berkeley Pair. The shot makers making a statement here at Pro Shootout number 6.
If we get that Berkeley Pair on the broadcast, watch out.
How about Berkeley Pair versus Eric Davis in a final?
Yeah, no shots made in that one.
Talk about some shot makers. Well, Will, how was that for your debut?
Solid day. Some good games.
All right, he's got to warm up his arm for the Swiffer. Bernie and I and Will will all be back a little bit later for doubles action. Until then, we're going to take a break. You guys get some lunch, come back, join us, ACL Pro Shootout number 6. Back in about an hour and a half, 2 hours for doubles action. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you in a bit.